Hey everyone, welcome back to another rankings episode here at the Cats and Rats. I'm joined alongside my co-host Cody Stevens and Nick Levine. And why we are going live a little bit earlier today is because across the pond here we have from Wales Ben Saunders. Are you ready for this D rankings debate here?
This is going to be super conflicting for me. There's going to be a lot of up and down, I reckon. I honestly don't know. I reckon I could flip-flop on a bunch of guys quite easily because this is going to be interesting. I've been studying these names. It's going to go on.
I know who my guys are, and I'm going to fight for my guys. So,
as always, Cody, and I expect you to.
Yeah, like there are some guys that I'm going to be very high on, and if there are going to be some that are going to be underrated, I'm not going to be a little bit like there's going to be one guy I'm going to fight for a lot in this stream. So
now, when it comes to defense on our post-game show, Nick and I often agree on kind of defensemen, and then Cody, you kind of differ the other way. And I think you're going to be with Ben today on some. I think Ben's going to be maybe with me on some. So it's going to be interesting. Like we have four of us today, so it could be hard to kind of break the tie.
You and Nick have a archaic way of looking at defensemen.
Archaic. I think I like to call it the right way.
No, I think we have a good. I think we have a good blend
because you guys tend to go with bigger defensemen more often.
We do. But we go with some damn good skill guys, right, Nick?
You damn right.
Yeah, but you guys disrespect that guys have skill, but they're like smaller than 6 foot. So,
well, we have Ben here today on the defensive Dmen side because I'm finding these guys are very hard to rank that we're going to get into. There's a trio of them at the top, and then Cody, you'll probably pick out some deeper on the list that we're probably not respecting enough.
Oh, 100%. There's one guy I'm gonna say right off rip here because there's no way. I'm just gonna pull up the list here.
Yep.
Share the screen here. There's no way in blue hell Mikey Anderson's 82. I'm sorry. There's no way in hell. He's better than at least 20 of the guys, in front of him. He's been better than Goalie. He's been better than Orlov. He's better than Wall. He's better than Siegenthaler. He's better than Burns. He's better than Faravari. Better than Carlo.
I think Matheson's also a lot better than Ekman Larson than what they put there. I think that's another one. I know a lot of Panthers fans.
Me and just to jump in quickly there, the one that me and Ben have an issue with is Sean Durzi. Is he that low because of injuries, right?
Yeah, injuries and no one watches
he's
Utah.
At 59. That's just insane.
Injuries and no one watches Utah.
I think that is the biggest problem, isn't it? Like Sean Durzi is way too low for me.
Oh yeah, that was one guy I also see. I'm like, oh, kind of too low. But Mikey Anderson for me is just way, way, way too far down. Because
and another guy that pairs up with Durzi for me, guys, is at 76, I believe. There, Caden Gooley. I legitimately think this guy is a top pairing defenseman, but because of the injuries, I think that's where he falls.
The injuries are what's hurting him down this list. Like a guy that I think already is like once again too high is, I think Brock Faber's too high for me, considering the season he had.
Yeah, we'll get into him.
I thought he had a rough year.
Yeah.
Brandon McNabb is pretty low for me too.
I'm not a big Marcus Pettersson fan at 55. Are you kidding me? Over some of those guys that are in the 60 range there, the 70.
Especially at this point in his career.
And
I think he's been kind of surpassed by some other guys.
And there's no way Connor Murphy's 117. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was the big one. At 117, you have guys like Tyler Myers, Mario Ferraro, Dmitry Kulikov. And I like Kulikov, but I also think Rasmus Ristolainen is a bit too low. I think he's an underrated player.
Yeah. And another guy, this is one of my guys, one of the few guys I have from this team. Jalen Chatfield is extremely too low.
Yeah.
I mean, 101. I mean, are you kidding me?
Now, there's a guy on here that moved up, I believe, if my math's correct. I'm no math major. 80 spots there, Nick. Would you like to speak on him?
Yeah, he's a good player, a little bit of a prick, but, he did the Barkov back a couple years ago. I'm not forgetting that. But,
team bias aside,
I thought Lacombe at the time was just some AHL bum, and little did I know how good he actually could be. So he was very good for Anaheim this year. Really talented player. And when I heard about him, I'm like, there's no way this guy's that good. And then I watched one of the Anaheim games, I think in like just like a late random. I'm like, damn, he is good.
And
Yeah,
they play him a lot of minutes too in
But
situations.
he's a really good player actually. And I hate to admit that because
just a one hit is
it
crazy.
was one hit knee on knee with Barkov, and I've hated him ever since. So
I just want to just look at 122 real quick because I'm gonna have to use that in my argument later. Just 122. Look at that guy right there, Ryan Lindgren. Like I said, me and Ben are gonna have an argument. This is gonna support me and Ben's argument later in this stream because we're gonna have to talk about a certain guy.
Look where Matthias Samuelsson is there. Never big fan. I told you guys the day of on our Spaces post-game show, I was not a fan of that contract. Look how far he's kind of...
And one of my dark horses for Rookie of the Year is Zane Parekh right there at 124.
Should even be on this list.
I don't think any rookie should be on this list. Same thing with Matthew Schaefer at 98. But
yeah,
but I'm very high on Zane Parekh going into this year. If Calgary does make the postseason, I do think it's on the back of like a crazy year from Parekh.
Our boy Mikkola, he's way too low there. Mikkola, I want him somewhere in the 50s.
Where the hell is he?
I've got him at
he's 64.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Mikkola there at 60?
Oh, he's better than Brady Shea, so I mean,
I think you have a guy who played top 4. Like, think of it like this. I know there's been some people, Canadian fans too. Actually, I'm not going to call. I don't even remember what the name was, but on Twitter talking about how we needed like Mike Matheson to upgrade over Nico Mikkola in the top 4. Nico Mikkola, 20-minute top 4 defenseman for back-to-back Stanley Cup champion team. I mean, there's not really much more you can ask for from him. And I think you take a look at guys like Ryan Pulock, Chris Letang, even to a certain extent, like Rasmus Sandin. I like Sandin, but he didn't really play a top 4 role all year for Washington, I believe.
I thought he was too low at 61, Nick. You don't think?
I think it's around appropriate. Again, I think he got off to a really good start, and then he kind of washed away a bit as the season.
Like, is there a big separator from Morgan Riley at 50 and Sandin at 61?
Morgan Riley at 50. I think certain guys are too high. I think like Pelech, Pettersson, Pulock, Tang, Luke Hughes. Although I do like Luke Hughes, I think he's going to be a really good player. But
yeah, but he's not 48.
But you take a look at Pelech, Pettersson, Letang, and Pulock. Those are guys. That's more of a reputation thing. I think at this point, I think certain guys like Nico Mikkola, like Chris Letang, I think is just. Yeah, I'm not a fan of where he is at this point. I think a guy like Nico Mikkola, you can make an argument should be higher, especially for a guy, Kirby, you mentioned, like Marcus Pettersson at this point in his career. Pelech and Pulock have kind of got washed away and on the Islanders the last couple of years, ever since they've kind of fallen out of contention a bit. So I think Mikkola does get disrespected.
I think after this season as well, I think if he does what he does next season, what he did last year, I think Mikkola will jump that list because I think he got a lot of recognition for what he did in the playoffs.
Yeah. And it's more like the Carolina series because really the first rounds, I didn't think he was that great. And
just jump in there, Cody. I think Dunn, I don't think you have him on our list coming up here. I think at 47, way too low, some injuries there. To me, he's a top 30, 35 defenseman in this.
I'm not going that far.
One of the guys that really jumps out to me, as I've just noticed, is Ryan McDonough. Like, he's staying nicely around that kind of number, and that's a kind of guy I thought would drop way off this later on in his career, but he's hanging in there, he done really well in Tampa this year as well.
Yeah, and like on the Pulock and Pelech front, no two guys have been hurt more with the Trotz departure more than those two guys from the island. Like,
I also think Ryan McDonough, his age showed a bit as the season went on a bit, and you take a look at, I think, the role Nico Mikkola played, especially early on in the season for us. I was very impressed with how he would fit into. He was essentially our number 3 defenseman up until the trade deadline when we acquired Seth Jones. So I think that's a underrated part of his game. I think he really stepped up this year. And I think you take a look at where guys like Pulock and Letang are at this point. Nico Mikkola had an unbelievable playoffs, but I think he should be a bit higher. I think he gets still underrated, especially when you take a look at what he makes and the position he plays and the success we've had. I mean, we've won 2 cups with him, right? And you can make an argument. I mean, that left shot top four role kind of rounds out the top four really nicely with Montour and now Jones. A very underrated piece. I don't think he gets enough credit. But move on to the tier maker here. And also, if I wanted to just point out, Aaron Ekblad, I do think he's a really good player. I like what he did for us. I think 21 is a bit high.
We're going to get into that.
So I think that's one of the ones where I think it can really fluctuate from year to year. Where I think Seth Jones at this point next year, I think he could really rise because I think he could have a big year next year.
But
Yeah, Seth
anyway,
Jones especially was fitting into his system now with us. So,
but boys, let's get into the nitty gritty here. As you can see, our tiers are top 2, superstar, elite, above average, mid, below mid, and once again, the good old FSU trash can.
And we added superstar this week, Cody. I just want to have a differentiating factor here. Looked up the word, the definition. It does mean like popping off of the page. Superstar means you have that little bit of it factor. You have that sizzle, that flair. So it's kind of like a marketability thing. Sometimes it doesn't mean that superstar player is way better than the elite player, but there's a little bit of a separation and gap there.
But anyway, let's get the top 2 out of the way here because this is a consensus. I'm not hearing any arguments for anyone else. It's these 2.
Yep.
And may I add, it's Cale Makar, Gap, Quinn Hughes.
Number 1.
It's not. That's not.
That
close.
gap is
Number
not
1.
as big as people you want to make it.
That gap is pretty big. I remember how Quinn Hughes played against Nashville, and
you did not watch Cale Makar versus Dallas then. So
Cale Makar, I don't. One bad playoff doesn't prove anything to me. I think
actually 2.
So Cale Makar last year, I said some stuff about him mainly being, point merchant-esque type of player. I'm not like, and I never slagged him off in that thing we did last year. But after watching him this year, and I've watched so much film on him, it's like the guy is a monster. I'll take everything slightly negative I said about him. He is the best at the moment. I can't take it away from him.
Cale Makar led the NHL with defensemen in goals, assists, and points. He was 3rd in ice time. Quinn Hughes was top 3 in a lot of main categories that I pulled up, advanced metrics, as well as just, the baseline stats for defense. So these 2 guys really stood out. There's a couple guys that we're going to get into in a second here, or in a little bit here, that stood out too. The number 3 spot, gentlemen, is very tough. We're going to have a real tough debate with that. We're doing that.
In the number 3 spot, I think it's the first guy up here.
Yes.
Miro Heiskanen.
Oh,
yeah.
I did not think Cody would be with Nick and I on this.
I think he's the most complete defenseman in the NHL. I mean, 2-way game. If you're starting your defense, I know people say Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes, whatever. I'll compare it like this. Gustav Forsling, I think he's an unbelievable defenseman. This is what some people think Forsling is. Miro Heiskanen is a minute muncher, can run a power play, kill penalties, can play against any team's top line. I think, honestly, at points gets to be very underrated. And there have been some points now because Thomas Harley's emergence where he's not playing power play. And his injury obviously hampered him a bit there. But I think Miro Heiskanen is, my opinion, the 3rd best defenseman in the NHL.
I am not sold on Heiskanen.
Oh.
Yeah, like the year that he had, I know he was injured. Especially like some of the games that I've seen him play, I'm just like, he just didn't stand out enough for me, and he didn't have that wow factor that Makar and Hughes had. It's just something quite one right when I was watching him, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. But he's getting all these props off the league and everything, and I'm just like, no, this just something that I can't put my finger on. And annoyingly, I couldn't tell you who I'd put 3 because there's a load of other guys that could make a case for 3, but are they better than Heiskanen?
Yeah,
but
I think Heiskanen's the 3rd best defenseman in the NHL.
There's one guy that I can make an argument for 3.
I want Ben to go back. What we talked about Makar last year. I want Ben to go back this season and the season ahead and just look at Miro, how he exits the zone, Nick. I think fans that think maybe he's just more offensive or see some flash from him don't think he's that tough of a player. Watch him in the playoffs. I think he evades body checks. He is very good. He's very strong on the puck. And he's good at really moving the puck out of the zone.
I think he's just
defensemen don't get a chance to play in the playoffs.
He does everything, and he's like he does everything. I mean, like if you're starting a defense, you have him as your number 1 defenseman, and you can fill out the rest of your D kind of whatever. I think he just, no matter what situation out on the ice, you put him out there. You're not really getting any player as good as him out there. And I agree, the Stars' defense looked quite bad without him. And he was playing a bit hurt in the playoffs, I think. And you could tell. But I think Miro Heiskanen at the top of his game, ever since he's been 18, he's come to the league as an 18-year-old rookie, and he was unreal from the get-go, right? So, I mean, I know Dallas hasn't been able to really get over the hump the last couple of years, but you take a look at the amount of success they've had since he's come into the league. I mean, that's a kind of a direct parallel. They made multiple conference finals, a Stanley Cup final, been top of the league ever since he's really come into play. So,
but
I mean, I think
the only thing with the big thing with Hastings' injury, it wasn't even his own team. I think it hurt Finland's chances at Four Nations when he was down, because if Finland has him, I think Finland gives Canada a lot more of a push in that last game to get to the gold medal game. But anyway, next up, where are we
going here, Cody?
Where is it at? All right.
Oh, come on. He's not that bad.
He's not that bad.
He's not that bad.
I mean, compared to the other guys on this list, he is here.
Oh, wow.
So again, we have to put someone in the FSU trash can. It doesn't mean they're not NHL fans. It doesn't mean they aren't going to be in the league next year. But we got to put some guys there, and we got to make it entertaining.
I think he'd be mid to below mid. I think.
Nah, man.
Compared to the other guys on this list.
Compared to the other guys, no.
His contract is awful for the player that he was supposed to be. I think his attitude is terrible as well, which I know that's nothing to do with his player necessarily. But and again, it makes it a bit of a biased comment by me saying that because I don't like his attitude. But
listen, I will
again, we're talking about top 4 guys here, Cody. We're not talking about guys that are
not in the whole NHL. He's probably mid, like higher class of mid to above average, maybe.
Yeah,
but. In terms of this, it's just in terms of like this list, he's there, and I will say this: I will never blame him for taking that contract. I will never blame him for that. Blame the guy that offered it to him, not the guy that signed it. That's how I am with contracts. Because if you were offered the same deal he was, you'd be stupid not to take that deal.
Yeah, but there's another guy that we're going to get to later, Cody, that you get on for what contract he took.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You're not going to turn around and say, "Oh, I'm garbage. Don't give me that stupid contract."
Yeah, but next up, this guy,
elite.
I damn near want to put him here, but
you got to put him in elite. I think, like you said, Cody, arguably 2 number 1 defensemen for Dallas.
Proved it this
year.
But
I think at the bare minimum, he's a top pair, puck moving, 23, 24, 25 minute defenseman. I mean. Runs a power play. I mean, he was unreal for Dallas. When Miro Heiskanen went down, part of the reason why they didn't fall off completely was Thomas Harley. I mean, he played over 23 minutes. You got a guy that, how old is he? And he's what? How old is Thomas Harley? 24, 25?
25
years old.
Because he was Knights draft.
50 points, over 23 minutes of ice time in the regular season. And he played a pretty big role when Miro Heiskanen went down. A lot of people counted Dallas out, including myself, because of that injury. Thomas Harley really kind of kept that together. I mean, I was very impressed with how he was able to carry the load, especially with Heiskanen out. So
I think this is why as well. Sorry, Cody. I think this is the reason why that I'm slightly a bit more negative towards Heiskanen and you guys are, because like watching what Harley did when he come up, and you thought he was a monster. I didn't really have a lot of idea who this guy was for a while. And it was like, who's this Harley guy? And all of a sudden I'm like, wow, he's lighting it up down in Dallas.
And you take a look, looking at the ice time leaders, there are a bunch of New Jersey Devils on here because of the injuries they had, but not including them because they had a makeshift defense. Drew Doughty was number 1 with 27 minutes. Faber, number 2, 27. Makar, number 3, 26:48. Sanderson at 26:19. Bouchard at 26:12. Thomas Harley at almost 26 minutes. He had 14 points, which is the second most points in the playoffs, only behind Evan Bouchard. So
you're talking ice time in the playoffs, right, Nick?
Ice time in the playoffs.
Oh, the one below the screen there, that's for the regular season, all the numbers I'm sharing from the regular season.
And in the regular season, Kirby had played almost 23 and a half minutes a night. So that's not – and he got 50 points, and then you take a look there. I just think –
To answer Antonio's question, he did not go to school. He came from the OHL, Mississauga Steelhead.
Okay.
I think he was teammates with Owen Tippett. But
I want to say on Harley here, again, we're using JFresh. If you guys listen to our goalie ranking show, make sure if you haven't, go back and watch that. We're using this as a soft guide. But again, these are like 6,000 hockey fans that are voting on that. So we're just using that as a guide. Last year, Harley was 45th on the JFresh fan poll. I want to mention from our moderator, Ryan, who isn't here today, he said he can play both sides. And Ryan believes he has 0 weaknesses in his game.
I disagree with the 0 weaknesses because I think everyone
there
here
is
has
a little bit of a more offensively minded part to his game, but he's still very responsible on his own end. And also a very similar path to Philip Broberg in terms of their development in the NHL. They kind of like were in and out of the lineup, weren't really a mainstay in the lineup for a couple of years there. And then on a long playoff run is actually where they got into the lineup. So Thomas Harley would be now 3 seasons ago when they lost to Vegas in the conference final, was very good in that run for them. And if you give me just a minute here, I believe he played bottom pair, but I don't know if he crept into the top 4. He might have. Yes, in the 22-23 season, at 9 points in 19 games, playing around 16 minutes a night. That's kind of similar to what you saw with Philip Broberg when we beat Edmonton the first time. And then the following season after that, Harley kind of exploded a bit, over 21 minutes, 47 points. So that's an interesting thing I wanted to look at. He never really played any NHL games, Harley.
Yes, Antonio, he is, easily.
He played only about 40 NHL games prior to playing pretty much the whole playoff run for Dallas on their route to the Western Conference Final. They did a nice job.
And you got to remember what he did at Four Nations on short-term notice. He goes there over the likes of the Monteurs, Uyghurs, Ekblads. Like, that is big. And he steps up, and he's one of the best defenders for Canada.
So let's go.
Moving on, Brock, Faber, and with the rookie year to second year slump, I'm going to put him here above average. Because
I agree with that.
He's still a damn good. He could be elite by next season. Once again, this is a very fluid list, and remember, this is second full year. Really had a down year for Minnesota this year, but like I said, I believe in the sophomore slump, and I think that's probably what happened with Faber.
Now, one of the biggest concerns with Faber is I did some digging on him. I don't have the numbers exactly in front of me here, but he gave up a lot of defensive scoring chances. A lot. And fans said that watching his game this year, there's a lot of holes in his game and in his own end of the rink there, Nick, Ben.
I thought Faber was going to be one of those guys that was going to be able to take it up another level and carry Minnesota on his back to a bit to the playoffs. And it just never really panned out that way. So I was high on him going into the season, and it kind of ended up being sort of like, who's this Faber guy everyone's on about?
I also think the injuries to Kaprizov and Joel Eriksson put a lot tougher part on his plate. I mean, Minnesota started off the year unbelievable, and then Eriksson and Kaprizov got hurt for a long period of time. I think they only played about 25 games with both of them in the lineup. So that becomes tough when you're not generating scoring chances with your top winger in there, and you have a Selke-level center, Joel Eriksson not in, who can also generate some offensive chances. They went on a slump, and that puts a lot of pressure on Brock Faber. I think fully rounded out, I think Brock Faber can be pretty comparable, I think Forsling is actually a pretty good comparison to him. I don't think he's going to rocket up any scoring charts. I don't think he's going to get 55, 60 points, but I think he could play top pair, low end 1 minutes, really good. I think can be good in his own end, obviously dependent on other circumstances. I think he was put in a tough position this year, but I think around a 40, 45, 50 point guy, 24, 25 minutes, and really good in his own end, I think.
I don't think 40, 50 points is good enough for how he brings his game offensively.
To me, it's like he's a higher ceiling Jacob Slavin. His offensive game's a lot more well-rounded than Slavin's to me.
Yeah, he's not anywhere near him defensively.
But then again, he's only 20. He's only 22.
I don't think he's going to be a defensive.
Yeah, I think around a Gustav Forsling is where I'd put him. I think that's the best comparison.
But I think his deficiencies are going to be in his own end.
But like I said, only 22 years old, so there's time to fix that. And I'm very high on him going into the future here because there is a chance I do think he could jump into this elite tier with a good year next
Yeah.
year. So
He could
we'll
really
see.
pop off next year and just go on
Next
a tear.
up,
Dougie Hamilton, top 2. Remove Cale Makar.
Trash can. No, that's just Kirby. But
I'm like here
Mid.
or
Yeah.
here.
I'm at least mid. He's
I'll
heading
do the same thing I did with Freddie Anderson. I think the injuries and the inconsistencies there, I can't. He hasn't shown that he could stay in the lineup, stay healthy. He's got a lot of talent, but I mean, again, when you're in and out of the lineup, I mean, it's just not.
Dougie Hamilton had 74 points 3 seasons ago. What has he done here in the last 2 seasons? Also, look at Dougie Hamilton. He wears out his welcome. 3 years with this team, 3 years with that team, 3 years with this team. Now he's going into year 4 in New Jersey, and guess what? They don't want him anymore. So this guy is a 3-year recycled player, and people want to put him in a superstar and elite category. I've never put him there.
I also think you take a look at what he's making. So ever since that 74-point year, he had only played 20 games, 23, 24, 16 points in 20 games, -8 for what that's worth, whatever. This year, 40 points in 64 games, didn't even reach 20 minutes of ice time. So, I mean, you take a look at a bit of a sheltered guy who his game is offensive, and now you pay a guy $9 million at 31 years old. He's 40 points in 64 games and not even playing 20 minutes a night.
This New Jersey trying to push him out doesn't seem like they don't want him. It's just they have a logjam at defense now.
I think he's
always excuses made for Dougie why he.
But they have a logjam right now.
I think he's overrated. I think he's been overrated in the past, and I think at this point, I mean, it's kind of caught up. I think injuries and inconsistencies.
And you want to talk about playoffs? This guy's the epitome of not showing up in the playoffs.
It seems like with Dougie Hamilton as well. Like it's like for whatever reason, like one off season, a GM will go, "Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll get in Dougie Hamilton. He'll fix our problems."
I think the Toronto Maple Leafs would be an excellent fit. I think the Toronto Maple Leafs would be an excellent fit for a Carlson-Hamilton pairing. If they can do that, they got really fixed their scoring from the blue line, which they've had problems with.
They'll look good in the regular season.
And on the playoff front, he did change that series for New Jersey beating the Rangers. He scored the OT winner in Game 3 to put New Jersey back into that series.
That's a goal that goalie should have.
And I don't know.
Okay, and that's your number one goal, and he scored that on your number one goalie too.
I don't know if
I'm not going to hang off
New Jersey fans. I don't know how New Jersey fans feel about him, but I think I've seen some things where they're like not huge fans of him, obviously. But again, changing circumstances on the roster and injuries.
I can't say what I want to say with the New Jersey fans. So
that's
like with Hamilton. The only thing with Hamilton I'll say is he has one of the best wrist shots for defensemen in the NHL. You get him close below the face-off dot, he can put it anywhere he wants.
You put him right in the slot, he could score, Kirby. There you go.
However, I don't want him as a forward. I want him as a defenseman.
Hey,
there we go.
Reverse Brent Burns. Owen Power. I'm right here to here.
I don't have much on him, so you guys go ahead.
Can we can also move these guys around?
I'll put him here. I'll put him here because I'm high on him.
I like Owen Power. I think he's first overall pick, but being behind Rasmus Dahlin and Buffalo has been kind of a train wreck these last couple of years. I think he's been around a 35, 40 point guy. Hasn't really shown much, only 22 years old. But again, I think it's limited to what you can do when you're behind Rasmus Dahlin. And you have a logjam of defensemen back there in Buffalo now. And even before, I mean, it's tough to really break out when you're not going to be running the number one power play unit, when you're not the number one defenseman on your team. And you have the talent to be, and you're also on a pretty bad team now. I think if this guy moved, I think, number one, if I were him, I'd like a trade out of Buffalo for multiple reasons. But I think this guy can become elite. Even has the potential. I know this is to be almost like superstar. I think a two-way ability similar to Heiskanen's. I just think the fit hasn't been there in Buffalo.
The only thing that I really know about him is because I haven't watched much Buffalo for obvious reasons.
Not many people have.
No, but like you said, he just seems like that type of guy that if he was playing somewhere else and he had the system around him, a bit more of an offensive side around him, he could really be that guy that can elevate his game. But if you're getting hammered every night, Are you gonna progress with? You could be one of the best defenders in the world and just get absolutely slaughtered every night. Your numbers are gonna look bad.
I think he's stuck in a bad situation, and his spot on the depth chart is unfortunate because he's a first overall pick. He was drafted to be a number 1 defenseman, and now he's playing as a number 2 behind a guy who's top 5, top 6 defenseman in the NHL.
Well, as the guy that's watched him consistently, hey Zito, if you ever think about upgrading from Nico Mikla, that's the guy right there. Because Power is a classic case of good at everything, not exactly elite at anything. Steady defenseman, good in his own end. Really, it's a train wreck in Buffalo. And for some reason, the systems that he's been a part of are not really tailored for success from a defenseman unless you're a generational guy, which Rasmus Dahlin is.
Yeah.
And
it's just more this position on the depth chart. I think a 55, 60
I think he's first. No, he's first. They tried him with Dahlin a couple times.
Well,
hasn't exactly gelled.
2 defensemen on the power play. I know we did it. Not many teams. That's not really the best structure for a lot of teams there. I think Power around 55, 60 points, top, playing 25, 26 minutes a night, all-around guy. I think that's what he's capable of. Just needs to be in a better situation.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next guy here.
Next guy.
We're green.
Oh, boy.
Except Cody on Hamilton.
I think this is a guy, Charlie McAvoy, that 1 year, and there's another guy I know me and Cody agree on.
I'm not putting him here. I'm just moving up the screen. He's either here or here.
Yeah, I think one bad year, a lot of guys.
I think elite still.
I think
we can always move him up later.
Yeah,
I really struggle with him because I can't stand the guy. Go.
Best defenseman in the NHL. I think a little bit of recency bias, like a bad year last year.
He hasn't been good in the playoffs.
Although I will say 2 years ago when we played Boston, he was quite good for them.
Then he was bad.
He was bad. Again, I think recency bias affects this a lot. I think you can't let one bad year or a bad playoff really determine.
So you're leaning him more the superstar tier there, Nick?
I think potentially. I think if he has a bounce back year next year, again, Boston's in a much different position now, right? He's really, really, really good. He's elite on the bordering edge of superstar.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But there's another guy in the Northeast we're going to talk about later, me and Cody agree on, that also has that same type of...
Here's the problem with McAvoy and why we can't rate him properly. As Panther fans, we always see him at his worst.
Yeah.
Because he always plays so bad versus Florida, but against other teams, you see the talent.
So his head falls off when he plays against us.
I don't get it. And here's the sad thing. I don't you get Panther fans be mad at this.
If he
this guy would be perfect for us.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, would be perfect for us.
A la Brad Marchand.
Yes, plays with that edge, could skate, jump up in the rush. He's pretty good in his own end when he's not versus us. But Kirby, you gotta admit, looking at McAvoy's skill set, he would be perfect in our system.
Well, you're using a 3-year sample size a lot more than maybe me or Nick, and he's got a pretty good, 3, 4, 5-year sample size here.
Yeah, but he'd be perfect in the Panther system.
We might move him up to superstar. We'll see. We'll move guys.
Next up, let's go. Put him right there. Let's go.
I think this guy is one of the most overrated defensemen in the NHL when he was with Carolina. I think it was just a fit in Carolina. Sort of like I think Keandre Miller has more talent. A talented guy with tools that are good in the right system. I think he was carried a lot by Carolina's structure and system, ran the power play, but I don't think... when he was getting compared to Brandon Montour, I think Brandon Montour is a heck of a lot better defenseman than Brady Shea, and it's not even close. I think the right shot, 14 goals that year with Carolina, or something to that effect. Put him on an actual team that's not as insulated as Carolina, and I think you see
some way, somehow.
Now, Cody was very critical of his contract, but like you said about Nurse, Cody, you're going to take the money.
I blame more the guy that gave it to him than the guy that signed it.
Yeah.
Because that egghead over there is just ruining that team in Nashville.
I thought you were going to say the egghead in Carolina, but there's one.
No, that guy was smart for letting him walk.
I don't go as far to say FSU trash can. I think below mid.
This
If
is
we're putting
we
compared
have
to
to
the
have
list.
guys in
Compared to
there.
the
Have to
list.
have guys
Look
in
at you're gonna see all a bunch of other guys. Are you really saying you're gonna take
Compared to who you
Nick,
have
you
on
gotta
this
compare them
list,
to your peers. These are their peers
to
by
the
contract, by positional rank on their team, by how many minutes they're deployed. Nick, these guys are all
to the faces I see as of right now, I would agree he's where he
okay. We
is.
set this up beforehand, Nick.
Yeah.
I set this up beforehand. We just didn't throw them in a random hat.
this. But next
And it's
up,
got to be entertaining, Nick. It's got to be entertaining.
Of
next
course,
up,
superstar.
this guy right here. I
Yes,
think
he's got to go right.
this guy rounds up my top 5. Right there.
I don't have Dolly number 3. If Ben wants to make a case,
He's not number 3 for me. He's number 5 for me.
Yeah,
he's not. He's not number 3 for me.
It's 5'6". I think again, train wreck in Buffalo, a ton of talent,
Another guy that fit well in Florida.
and again, I mean, it's just Buffalo can't seem to turn talent into anything. And I don't know why they can't make it work. You take a look at what he's done the last 4 years: 53 points at 21, 73 at 22, 59 at 23, 68 in 73 games at 24. And on a putrid Buffalo team, I don't like the plus-minus stat, but he was plus 11. And
he was 4th in points this year, as you guys can see.
Yeah,
At the bottom.
and
24, 25 minutes, 65, 70, 75 points. And again, you take a look. He's one of the best defensemen in the NHL. It's just he's stuck in Buffalo.
and his Four Nations performance was great too. Like he was phenomenal at Four Nations.
No, but they didn't give him a chance, right?
That coach for Sweden is a moron for that minute allocation. What the hell was he doing?
He had
Good save there.
He had Dolly playing bottom pairing minutes at times in that.
Yeah,
team.
I don't like. I like Rasmus Anderson. He had Rasmus Anderson playing above him, and Jonas Brodin, and
Erik Karlsson.
and Victor
Why?
Hedman and Carlson, and even if I don't want to bring up Forsling, but this guy's a top 3, 4, 5. I think he's 5. You can make the argument for 6, but I think you take a look at the success he's had. You watch a Buffalo Sabres game, you could tell Rasmus Dahlin just separates himself so much from everybody else.
Now, last year he was ranked 8th. This year on the JFresh he was 3rd. So I think last year maybe too low. This year maybe a bit too high.
Man,
Kirby had 68 points in 73 games this year, so he was almost a point per game.
I don't have him as my number 3.
That's fair. I have him
next
5.
Next up,
Elite.
in my opinion, the second best defenseman or third best, whatever you want to put him.
Elite.
I'm sorry, I just need to move up. I think he's on tail end of elite for me.
Well, I would put him in elite right now.
Okay, I'll put him at elite with Nick.
I would have put him in elite all day long.
We may have to move him down here, but he's here.
Yeah,
that's fine. All right, next guy.
Another point on Devontae's, I just want to say 45, 50 points. You take a look at the minutes, he's around 23 to 25. I mean, just two-way. I mean,
I will say this. I felt bad for him in the Dallas series because Makar had about 5-6 bad turnovers in that series. And I mean really bad.
I do like watching Devontae's defensive highlights just right, this is how you play D in your own end.
Just I'll take this puck and I'll just give it to my winger so they can break out correctly.
Me and Cody,
no messing. Just strip the guy of the puck, get it up the ice. Let's just not mess around with it. I was going to swear them.
Cody and I really enjoy watching Devontae's together when we do little watch party games and stuff.
He's such a great defensive defenseman. He freaking goes off against the Florida Panthers anytime he plays. He's got 2 goals in the game in Colorado. I think he got a goal and assist the game in Florida. So,
but regular season we do not match up well against Colorado.
No, it's painful.
But with Devontae's is viewer discretion is advised. So what porn for defensemen is sometimes is a damn good breakout pass. And he's it. To go from just from his own behind his own goal line to his winger out, phenomenal. Can't get much better than that.
And he's the first of the trio of defensive defensemen that are in that superstar elite category. Kind of more elite, I would say.
Next up, I'm here to hear.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think he's above average.
Above average at best for me.
Yeah.
At best is crazy.
I think, again,
he's better than yours.
Where he is in this role, in comparative to who he's with, Aaron Ekblad is a very good highly above average defenseman. But again, injury concerns, so the skating ability, what his role has turned into, I think there is
Speaking of what
First,
his role has turned into.
I mean,
21st ranked.
I think it's a bit
Nick,
too high.
21st ranked, Nick, by the JFresh fan polls. I think that's an L next summer when we
One
read.
of the
I
things
agree with
will
Antonio. I like Ekblad, but I think on another team he's mid.
one of the things I do commend him for, though, is changing his role, like
Yeah,
adapting to
and
that thing, because he could have been another guy that we're going to talk about a bit later on, which they were right on that same projection, and one went one way, and the other one stayed the same. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
and
I
I think
mean,
I
look,
really like, and
I think
I've been all over the place on Ekblad. Sorry, Nick, but I've been all over the place on Ekblad over the last few years because of what I wanted him to be, what I think he should be, and then how he's played in the playoffs. I'm like, oh my god, like wow, a bit of a roller coaster.
Roller
for me.
coaster.
I think again you can't lose sight. He had a very good playoff, but I think the 20-game suspension helped him a lot. And when it comes to his body, I think it's Ekblad is the perfect fit in what we do and who we have surrounding everybody. Whereas I think on his own, I think it's a little bit some of his mistakes, and this goes for a lot of our players, kind of gets masqueraded behind certain other things. I think he's above average. I don't think he's quite elite. I think there's a separation between the individual player they are at this point, between elite and above average.
So, Nick, you and I have him a little lower. Ben, Cody, you obviously
I have him right there.
I have him right there.
Yeah,
you can move him over one spot, but
I don't think he's going to stay in that spot.
I think
he can fluctuate from year to year.
It depends how they use Jones and Ekblad next year, because that's going to be an interesting thing going into training camp, because they went to the 2D look in the playoffs, and at some point, at the start of it, it looked horrible. But then towards the end, it started getting better. Like they had that highlight reel goal where everyone touched the puck, bang, 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 Ekblad finishes it off. But the thing is,
a great goal, by the way.
Yeah. But the thing is with Ekblad is this past season was his best year by far in the last 3 years. I mean, 33 points at 56 games, where he had 18 and 51 the year prior, and then 38 and 71 the year prior to that.
And that 22-23 year, I think he was hurt a lot. It was rough.
It was a rough year for everybody. New system, had to change his game quite a bit. So,
and I think in the 23-24 season, the year we won our first cup, I think he was average, slightly above average.
He was way better this year. Way better this year.
It was his best year in a while, and I think, again, I mean, it was good, but it's not like spectacular or anything.
But I think that's something he can build off of.
And don't get me wrong, like start of his career, I thought he's going to be elite.
Oh yeah,
he is going to be one of the guys.
Angelo at the start of his career, for comparisons.
But anyway, yeah, I think he's fits into a role that suits him in a good system, and it works. So I think that's how you could characterize it.
Yeah, and then next up on the docket, Chychrun.
I think he's above average.
Right here.
Yeah. I think when he got the $9 million deal, I think we were doing a live stream with, I think it was After Dark. I think he was massively overpaid, especially for a left shot guy. He's had injury concerns, inconsistent play.
But
people thought he was a number one at a certain point, at least a top pair.
Yeah, when he was in freaking Arizona, they didn't want to trade him.
Yeah, and now Arizona hoarded him, went to Ottawa, and then you take a look at what he did. Had a very good year for Washington, 20 goals. I don't think he's going to replicate that. Played around 21 minutes. I just think he's never hit 50 points in his career. He hasn't played 23 minutes a night since he was in Arizona.
Yeah. Third in the NHL this season with 20 goals. But his most inconsistent play, Nick, was in the playoffs. And who was it against? The Carolina Hurricanes.
So exactly.
What happened?
I think Chychrun
was one of the worst players in that series.
I think Chychrun is a bit overpaid. I think it was a number of he was one of a number of players.
But they needed someone like that.
And the funny thing was, he was the one of the few players that could score in that series.
Yeah, and I think he was just one of the players
that had 2-3 goals in that series.
Just decision making. I watched that series pretty closely. Defensively, just kind of broke down from what I seen during the regular.
I think he was one of the players, a number of players who had a career year for Washington, and that's what it was. I think he's a good defenseman, above average, but I think I think he kind of is what he is.
And he's got more pressure on him now with the contract, with the new.
So we'll see if he could step up. Could he get into a lead? I'm sure, but
I just don't see it.
This next guy, I'm high on.
Colton Parayko.
I'm high on him.
Parayko?
I think he's here.
You think?
I think he can fall to mid, Nick.
Yeah, I think he had a really good year. I think before, when St. Louis won the Cup, he was really good, went through a couple rough years there, kind of revitalized his career a bit the last year or two. He's a good player. I think above average for right now is fair. But I think there's another guy on here we're going to talk about, Kirby, plays in Philadelphia, that I think is better on him. Both actually were on Team Canada. It's another thing. I think Parayko played actually not too bad in the Four Nations tournament. I think they got away with it a bit. I think mid to above average for right now, but I might move him.
I might have a mid.
This guy is the next mid defenseman for me.
Yeah, he used to be like above
He used to be
average
really good, but the injuries and the age has really hurt him.
Jared Spurgeon, that's just kind of what he is at this point. Not really much than just aging and injuries and other stuff. That Josh Morrissey?
Yep.
I think that's elite.
Ben would like to speak on him a bit.
Josh Morrissey, for me, I starting to look at him and I'm starting to throw him towards superstar, because the stuff I've been watching on him, he is phenomenal. His skating ability, the stuff that his vision, his passing, his ability to it looked like he sort of chucked Winnipeg on his back at times. The stuff that I've seen on him, he was phenomenal.
And you take a look at what he's done the last 3 years. Each of the last 3 years, over 24 minutes of ice time in the regular season and at least 60 points. I mean, you take a look at the consistency.
Nick, look at all these categories I'm putting on the screen here. Morrissey's name is on all of them. The assists, the points, I think primary.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that, he's good, but you take a look at the stats, you're like, okay, I think honestly kind of gets lost in the mix of some of these bigger names.
Yeah.
I think the consistency of 3 straight seasons, 24 minutes, 60 points. I mean, what defenseman has really that kind of resume? I mean, it's very impressive. I think the 6-7 spot is good. I might have another guy ahead of him depending on the year, but he's right there on. He's also pretty electric too. He could skate unbelievably, and he's not soft. He's only 6 foot, but he's
in the right era right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
maybe if Winnipeg can get it together for the playoffs, I think you'll be seeing this guy a hell of a lot more.
Well, I mean, he needs to stay healthy, and he got hurt like 3 different times this past postseason. Like, the crazy thing is, when they tied it, he was hurt. He wasn't even defensive on the ice. It was Pionk.
Pionk's another good player, but moving on here.
We'll move Morrissey around there, but for now.
Shout out Big C's.
Next up, he's
there
here.
We go.
He's here, and he's
thank you, C's, for the super
appreciated C's. But next up, he's here, and he's perfect. It's Erik Karlsson.
I think you gotta go below mid to mid. He's not as bad as
below mid.
He's not bad. He's not worse than Hamilton. He's not worse.
Yeah, I don't know.
We gotta drop Hamilton and Karlsson down. We gotta drop.
No.
Yep. Mm-hmm. We gotta have someone in below mid, guys.
I think Karlsson. The thing is, first of all, the way he eats pasta.
I'm actually looking at 2.
The way he eats pasta is atrocious. I mean, it's disgusting. It's revolting.
I can't watch it during the regular season.
For those who don't know, Erik Karlsson's pregame meal, it's absolutely hilarious. It's chicken breast with ranch, with spaghetti, hot sauce, tomato sauce, Alfredo, with onions and salt and pepper.
It's so disgusting. It's gross.
What?
It's so disgusting. But
what's wrong with the guy?
Team, on the right
team, a lot of guys
in
the NHL put ketchup on pasta.
In the right role on the right team, he can be a useful player, but I think he's
we're ranking
wildly
top 4 guys. Nick.
I think he's wildly overrated. I think Kyle Dubas overrates him the most out of anybody. He's put up a lot of good stats on some of the worst teams in the NHL.
San Jose
and Pittsburgh have become. I mean, Those are
Yeah,
two
but
of the.
no, but look at his stat log during the season: 0 points, 0 points. Then he'll have a game with 3 points, and then another game with 2 points. Then he disappears again for 3-4 games. Is that really good? That's just stat packing points in certain games. You're not even consistent within that stretch.
So you're just mad he doesn't get 1 point every game.
Scott,
He's not consistent every night.
Kirby has been begging for Erik Karlsson to be on the Panthers. No, I think he's mad at this point. I think very overrated, especially after that.
I wish he. Sometimes I wish he was a Panther.
One of the annoying things about Erik Karlsson as well, I don't really like him now, but I did quite enjoy watching him when he was playing for Ottawa. But
my goodness, like he would be top 2 if he was in Ottawa.
Yeah,
electric.
Not ahead of Makar.
Oh, brother,
Jake Sanderson. Elite.
The only thing Makar, that's a Thomas
Cody
Shabbat.
wants winners, but
is that Shabbat?
That's Shabbat. Sanderson's a little further.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shabbat is.
Yeah, I know they both have long necks, but Makar had goal scoring on Karlsson.
They look exactly the same.
But Karlsson in Ottawa, the best passer in the league, and I'll stand on that. Thomas Shabbat, I'm right about here.
Oh, I'm not a fan of Shabbat. The way I think
he could be here.
I almost thought about. There's certain points where he's just
different.
There's certain points where he can be mid. I mean,
it's the injuries again.
Yeah, I mean that's where I struggle with. I guess I'm okay with above average, but I think
we might have to move.
I think he's better than these mid guys.
Yeah, but if you need to move somebody down, him and Parayko.
And this hurts me to put this guy here.
Don't do it. You're gonna do it because I agree with it,
dude.
Chris Letang sucks now. Everybody,
yes.
I'm sorry, but
he's not the worst defensive though. That's Brady Shea.
He's so bad. I mean, it's a train wreck.
If you want to get on Karlsson, look at Letang's game over the last 2.
Please, Letang, just retire, dude.
He does need to retire. Like what did
the
he?
Strokes, health,
health stuff. Yes,
brother. It hurts me too because he was really good. Like for Pittsburgh.
Does that hurt his legacy a bit, Cody?
Again, one of the guys I like watching.
Does it hurt Duncan Keith's legacy? Remember him in Edmonton?
A lot shorter time.
Wait, listen. You want to know why it doesn't hurt his legacy? Because you can at least put it to injuries and health. If it was just the downfall like Mark-Edward Vlasic, then I don't think it would hurt. Like it's like, but
Diehard says Letang does suck.
But I think we're reaching about the halfway point here of this. Nick has a big announcement to make.
An essay. So thank you everybody for all your.
Let's go full screen for Nick here.
Oh, we're going to do this. Thank you everybody for your continued support. We're going to have a lot of upcoming giveaways for our Cats and Rats subscribers and fans as we approach 1,000 subscribers. In partnership with our sponsor, Caneswear, we'll have a bunch of autographed pucks, Anton Lundell, and 8x Tem photos, photos of Lundell, Mikkola, Gadji, and Etu. I'm not sure if they're signed or not, but we're going to be giving those away to our loyal subscribers. Also in partnership with the Hobby Card Show, courtesy of Andrew Hoffman, which is coming to the Broward County Convention Center on August 23rd and August 24th. We will be giving away free tickets to the show as well as some autograph items from fan favorite, former Florida Panther Ryan Lomberg. The Hobby Show also just announced that Brad Marchand will be at the show and we'll be giving away an autographed Brad Marchand autographed item. Also, courtesy of the Cats and Rats podcast, we are going to be giving away a pair of club-level tickets to a Florida Panther game in Club Section 33 to a lucky subscriber. The winner will get a pair of club tickets for one of the following games: October 9th versus the Philadelphia Flyers, October 11th versus the Ottawa Senators, or October 28th against the Anaheim Ducks. We would also like to have a special shout-out and welcome members of the Broward Teachers Union for listening and subscribing to our show. And thank you to Union President Anna Fusco, and welcome to members of the PBA, the Police Benevolent Association. So we're going to be having a lot of giveaways. More details are going to be coming on those exact giveaways. Also, the photos, I will say, are signed. Okay, they are signed. So I'll just show you one of them now. the JSA certification is covering the signature here. But if you would give me a moment here, while we hear from a word from our other sponsor, Caneswear, I will show you them after the break.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
And as we wait for Nick to reveal this stuff, we hear from another word from our sponsor, Jeremy Beckham. Hey, Panther fans of South Florida, need real estate though? Check out Jeremy Beckham with Next Home Treasure Coast. It's a boutique service with a personal touch. Jeremy and his team put humans over houses, working hard for you, whether you're buying or selling. Ready to move? Hit up BeckSellsFLA.com or call 772-475-5371 now. You'll be glad you did.
Okay, and Don Bania, the EU giveaway. So I know that some of the giveaways you do need to be in the United States. We are going to ensure that at least one of the upcoming giveaways, obviously not the Panther game tickets, but one of the giveaways are going to be available for international subscribers to.
Yay!
There we go.
So here's actually one. We have 4: Jonah Gadjevich, Anton Lundell, Atul Starina, and Nico Mikkola. They're all JSA certified. Here is, excuse me.
Boy, Butterfingers.
Sorry. Here is the
Mikkola one there.
Nico Mikkola one. And yeah, so we're going to be planning these giveaways as the year goes on. And thank you to our sponsor, Caneswear. Thank you to Andrew Hoffman for the other merchandise we're going to be getting. And make sure you check out the Broward at the Broward County Convention Center on August 23rd and August 24th, his trade show. So sorry about the watch, Antonio. I know it blinded you. So that is it right now. Oh, and there we go. Oh my gosh. Okay.
What happened here? Okay. But back to the show. Appreciated Nelson Aguilar.
Listen, I was trying not to touch it.
Thank you, Nick. Good job.
All right. So here we go. We're back to it. No one below mid yet, but I think that's going to change, but not right now.
Well, yeah, I gave you suggestions.
Thank you,
Don. They're coming up. They're coming up.
They're already on the board.
They're coming up.
We'll see.
Next up, Shea Theodore. I'll put him here. I think he's elite.
I like him a lot. I'm biased, maybe, so I'm fine.
You're going to be biased to one guy coming up pretty well soon. So,
yeah. Do you guys want to drop him lower? We do have a lot in the above average. We might have to drop some of those guys down to the mid. But yeah, Shea Theodore. They have a lot of numbers on him. He got injured there in Four Nations. None of the Vegas players were that strong in the playoffs this year. But if you're looking at the 3-year sample size, Cody,
actually, no, I do this. But next up,
there we go. We move Shabbat to mid. There you go.
That's where I kind of wanted him.
Mackenzie Weegar.
I think he's here.
Yeah, I would argue that. Yeah.
He's one of the few Panthers that have left and gotten better.
He's been quality since he went to Calgary.
He's been really good for Calgary.
Why is he scoring so many goals now?
I don't know.
Because he's good now.
He was good with us. He just messed up in the worst situations possible.
He's not on the goal scoring list this year, but last year, what did he have?
20.
That's the one thing we hold him for, though, isn't it? I think it was like that kind of one season where he was starting to do weird things, let's say, in his own zone, and then he really topped it in the playoffs.
And he still does that. He leads, I think, all defensemen in giveaways, or he's right up there, defensive zone giveaways as well. But he's kind of now added the offensive production to his game, which he never really showed a lot.
I think he always had it.
Mackenzie Weegar, you take a look. I mean, last 5 seasons, really, he's been a really good top pair defenseman. Like the 2 years with Florida, obviously, I know we had our arguments with him. We were still a good top pair defenseman.
Is that the problem, though, in Florida? You made those turnovers at the bad time, Nick?
Yeah, I
want to do more offensively, but it's
not.
And
then in really Calgary, I think, 52 points, 47 points. Believe it or not, again, I'm not a fan of plus minus for all the people that are. He's never been minus in the last 5 years, in the last 6 years, really. And he's been on some, mid teams there, obviously, but Florida, obviously, were the best teams there. But I think, again, a very consistent elite top pair defenseman. One of the guys also on a very good contract, 6.25 right shot. If I were a team, if Calgary's looking to sell, they could get a boatload for Mackenzie Weegar.
Oh, they could. I think they should trade him now.
And
I would trade him right now if I were them.
Ironically, he was the sweetener in the Huberdeau deal.
Yeah,
and
would you trade Weegar for Ekblad? Right, I probably wouldn't
because of fit,
because of the turnovers at the worst times. Like Ekblad has gas defensively, but Ekblad's never really been turning the puck over really that bad before. Like it's the bad defensive play. Ekblad really turnover wise has been not that bad as Weegar. Like. And it's just the big moments we're playing in now. It just terrifies me with Weegar.
Yeah, Weegar still turns the puck over a lot,
and that's the thing with Weegar, wasn't it? We always used to think, oh yeah, here he goes on his Bobby Orr moment again. It's like, Weegar, dude,
what are you doing?
One of the things I wonder is if he was with Maurice, would he have kind of gone back to that the early days where he simplifies the game just a bit?
Stronger coach.
Yeah, a stronger coach, and I think he was best with Coach Q. And then when
you're in Anaheim,
I don't think you'll get this reference, but I don't think that if he was playing under our system, his vibes wouldn't be immaculate.
No, they wouldn't. I don't think going
because he's a wire crosser. The wires cross with him way too many times.
Wire crosser, that's a good one, Cody.
What's up, David? How you doing?
Yep.
Hey, David.
Shout out, David T.
Like too much of a wire crosser for me. Like,
but you still have elite, Cody.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine.
Now he can get moved down.
I'm really looking at Charlie McAvoy if we're moving him up. I don't.
I know. I said I wanted to put McAvoy
might have
superstar.
To move him up with Morrissey. We might.
I think we're gonna have to because I'm high. I think McAvoy deserves it, but right now we'll wait.
Yeah.
Next up, man, Noah Hannafin.
Oh, I like Noah Hannafin.
He had
a bad year. But I think the talent, he's going to bounce back next year. I'll put him at above average right now, but I think he can be. I think he's on the bordering of above average.
Do we put him ahead of Chychrun, behind Chychrun?
Ahead of Chychrun, ahead of Faber.
Right, he's right there.
I think at his best, I think he's very close to Shea Theodore. But you know what? I'd even put him in elite. I wouldn't. I know some people
I would have put him in elite at one point, but after last year,
I think he's still elite.
Here's the problem.
Can I just jump in quickly? I forgot to say this. Weegar led with Erik Karlsson and one other defenseman we haven't got to yet in giveaways. Go ahead there, Cody.
The thing with Hannafin is he hasn't been good since he got to Vegas. Like, necessarily has not been.
I think he was pretty good when he first got there. I remember.
Yeah, for 10 games, and then last year, bad playoffs, one of the worst guys. Like, he was one of the few guys Minnesota gave fits. He could not stop Matt.
He also had a poor Four Nations. But I think
scratched. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly.
I think personally, he will be elite next year.
Wow.
I think I'm very high.
One of our bold proclamations so far here.
Yeah, I think he can be. And when he was in Calgary, I think he was better than Weegar. I
think Calgary leaned on him more.
Do you guys think he is below Ekblad?
You're not gonna like my answer.
I have him above Ekblad.
I do too.
That's what I was thinking. It's slightly above. Just slightly above Ekblad.
No, I would put Faber above.
No.
Yeah.
Because
you're outvoted. Go move him over.
Because Hannafin doesn't have anywhere near the workload.
You got to move Ekblad over at least in between Hannafin and Faber.
You guys want to talk about workload? Hannafin has nowhere near it with Ekblad. Nowhere near it. He's not on first power play. He's on a first PK. Ekblad is.
Wasn't though for a while.
Yeah, I think Noah Hannafin.
We have Seth Jones now, which we'll get to.
Seth Jones
he was still first power play.
Elite. No, I don't know. Elite. No, I view Seth Jones almost as high as I viewed Noah Hannafin, especially a couple years ago. I think a full year in our system, number one power play unit.
6'4". They beat
the lowest I want to drop Jones right now is between Chychrun and Power there.
I think he's here.
I'm high on him.
I think he's here because
Cody, do you think next year at this time Jones could be in the fringe of elite, above average, above Ekblad?
there's a chance of it, but I'm betting more that he's in the fronter end of above average.
Okay.
That's where I'm going to think he's going. I can't. It's really difficult to base it on. Like, he did come to us and play really well.
Antonio's having a little bit of a
Antonio,
crash here.
Cup champion Seth Jones. Put some respect on the name.
No, Antonio, that's an L. All you guys that called him a
I
trash,
think it's
take
something
that
that
L.
all doesn't get talked about enough throughout.
You guys still think I won the trade?
Hey, Antonio, if you want to call it recency bias, call it whatever you want. But go
Seth
back and look what he did in
Jones
Columbus.
in the
Look what he did.
playoffs? I think anybody who called Seth Jones trash, I'm not calling out Antonio,
No.
but who called the trade trash or whatever, they looked at a clip of what Noah Dobson did to him, and then they watched him in the playoffs.
No,
That
they
game
watched. They
7
looked at charts.
Okay,
Be honest.
that game 7 versus Toronto, the whole playoffs,
Yeah.
I would say, and even the whole playoffs.
He was an MVP in the Toronto.
I think a lot of people were surprised at how good he was throughout the whole playoffs. And another thing, 25 and a half minutes a night for Seth Jones. He led not just a bottom tier team. He didn't lead just a playoff team. He led the Stanley Cup champions in ice time. 25
top
and a half
10 in
minutes.
ice time in the regular season as well. Look at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
I'm finding that
leading-
crazy as well, coming from a second pairing guy.
he's not. I don't think
He's not by minutes.
I don't think
That's
he's
what I mean.
by
He's more of a
ability.
two.
I think what he could do in the Stanley, if he builds on that, Cody talked about Ekblad building on this season. If he builds on that, I think he could be 24, 25 minute, 50 point, especially if he gets the power play time all year long with our team.
And he gets to work on the power play in training camp and during the year. When you get
And he came into a very difficult position. He came into a complicated system and just pretty much became our one right away in the middle of the season with a bunch of other injuries here.
And suspension.
he wasn't even playing with good talent around him in the regular season. That was all out of the lineup.
Yeah, so I think over 25 and a half minutes a night on the on the road to a Stanley Cup champion, I think again,
one of the things I really liked about him when he came in, he was just such a professional. Just got on with it. Didn't seem to mess around.
Don't tell Chicago fans
That was the question.
Yeah, but
don't tell them that.
Antonio, I think him at 7.1 million actually is
7 million.
7 million. I think that's a pretty good
I
deal.
wanted him for 6.5. I wanted him for the last 3 years in Florida.
Yeah, but the thing is with Jones is the game where I think it clicked for him was Game 7 versus Toronto, which was by far his best game as a Panther.
But he showed that in Columbus. He showed that. You guys laughed at the World Juniors. You showed that before.
But as a Panther, Game 7 versus Toronto was his best game.
Yep. Bar none.
But Antonio's thinking on the side of a hater because he does not like Jones. Ooh, boy. Talk about a fall from grace here.
We can go quicker on some guys, too.
Lindholm, here you go.
Lindholm, below mid. I am so low on this guy. Trying to find my notes here. 39th ranked. He went from 53 points 3 seasons ago, 2 seasons ago, 26. Injured last year, 7 points. How is he above guys like Dunn and Dursey? You cannot tell me he is a better defenseman than Dunn and Dursey, who aren't even on this list, I think. Cody.
And then Victor Hedman, hold up. There we go. Don't need much introduction to this guy.
You think he's still at that?
He's there right now. I don't think he's going to be there in a year.
Yeah, I don't think he's got
ahead. Ben?
I got Morrissey ahead of him now. I think he was there at Superstar 1 and he's just tapering off now, I think.
Yeah, I think next year you're going to start to see a bit of a fall off, which again, Cody, you're critical of the Sergachev trade all the time. I mean, Hedman, especially in the playoffs, has looked his age.
Listen, I still don't think I'm wrong with being critical of that trade.
No, I don't think you are either. I remember Vince was quite critical of him 2 years ago, and I actually don't think he looked that bad in that.
But Vince wanted to put him in a damn graveyard 2 years ago.
Yeah, the community wanted to bury him.
You take a look at the last 2 years, 76 points, 66 points. Still up there with ice time. Has dipped a bit from the 25-minute, but still
reliable in the play.
All right, next up. Keandre Miller.
Kirby. This is Kirby's guy right here.
I'm gonna ride him all year long.
Right here?
Yeah, most definitely.
As
You
of
put
right
that-
now, here.
In
Put him at-
comparison to everybody else,
Yeah, like Kirby. Gun to your head, no other option. The shotgun in the corner has no ammunition. Hamilton, Carlson, Miller. Who you picking?
Hamilton, Carlson, Miller. I gotta pick a guy. Keandre Miller, probably because of what is ahead.
Okay. I'm picking Carlson out of those three.
Wow.
If I'm going
I
right
didn't think
now-
you were gonna get on the train with me with Keandre.
If I'm going right now, I'm picking Carlson out of those three.
Wow.
this next one is really
Oh
interesting.
no! Can I just jump straight in with this?
Yes, we
Go
have
ahead.
a lot on him.
I'm good. Like, here's the thing. I may be on the opposite end of you guys.
Okay, Ben, you jump in, but how can we rank a guy that looks like Paul Coffey 2.0 reincarnated during the playoffs, but in the regular season, he could care less to be out there, makes a lot of mistakes, makes your eyes bleed when you're watching as a defensive fan. Where do you rank him?
He's either here or here.
I agree with Cody there.
He's either
He's
here
just
or
this is
here. I
like
think he's here.
literally what I was going to say, Kirby, was just like playoffs. Like, whoa, regular season, yeah, whatever. Like, how can you go from like one extreme to the other?
He's a dog.
He drives me mental.
Like, here's the thing. It's just like Bouchard. You watch him. He's not that great. And then you look at the production. You're like,
I'll say
well,
this.
damn.
I know you hate
Yeah, on all
on
the
Noah
lists.
Dobson a lot. I think him and Dobson are very similar. I think if you put Dobson on Edmonton, you get very similar.
Results.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's crazy to say.
But
But again-
does he win you a gold medal? Does he win you a Stanley Cup? Does he win you a?
I think he
Conn Smythe?
can. I
How
think
many
he
Norrises
can.
is he going to win?
Well, I
What is
mean,
he going to do? You know,
I think he
You
can win you a Stanley Cup. I think he
It's
can.
fine saying you.
Guess
think,
what? He
but
didn't.
will he?
again,
I
also
think he
playing
could.
with-
I think he can.
I think playing with
Not when
McDavid
there's
and-
somebody else in front of him. He can't.
Like, and here's the thing: like, as Panther fans, we're gonna rag on him because once again, we see him when he's not that great.
No, I watch him enough during the regular season.
But-
he looks bad on a lot.
But
of
the
nights.
but the
People attack me
first
on
3
Twitter,
rounds of the playoffs, I mean, good
People attack
lord,
you know. But-
he's like, and you want to talk about bombs from the point? Like, the Boosh bomb ain't no joke.
Well, I don't think anyone's denying that, Cody.
That's
Okay.
the thing. Like, like
Based
He
on his
has
regular
tools.
season,
He has tools.
on his-
Where's
on
the
his-
toolbox? at
on his
times?
regular season, where would you put him?
probably
End of elite.
between
Above
Taves and Theodore.
See what I mean?
But we got to include playoffs into this, and he's there.
Yeah, but just playoffs, like, imagine he didn't play playoff game for the last 2 years.
Yep, 2 years at least.
Where are you going to put him then?
Oh,
I don't know.
some people have him top 3.
Like, he's
No, that's crazy.
because here's the thing. Here's the
For
thing
playoffs,
about
That's
Bouchard.
crazy.
Absolutely do.
Like, here's the thing about Bouchard is like with Bouchard, it's like in Edmonton he's overrated, but he's underrated everywhere else. Like, that's like the thing.
Well, a lot of fans want him, but they don't have to deal with his mistakes because it's not on his team.
But I will
They
put
love
this
watching him
out.
play.
Here's the thing. He was actually, I think he was like, he was nowhere near Edmonton's worst defenseman in the Stanley Cup final.
The last game, the most important one.
The first goal wasn't even on him.
I don't think he had a good game at all. Even the Edmonton media called him out, Cody.
Yeah, but
Think of that.
but I'm standing on Ekholm being horrible because he was injured. Because Ekholm, like, I'm still standing on Ekholm threw him a grenade for that first goal.
But again, I don't like Bouchard's game at all, but I have to fairly rank him.
and he's there.
Okay.
So I think we're on elite superstar.
Yeah, McAvoy and Bouchard, very hard to kind of decipher.
Yeah,
Those are
like
calls.
But moving on to the next one, Jake Sanderson. I think he's just like
I think he's
unbelievable.
right
elite.
there.
Yeah, he's elite. This guy, I mean,
I have him. Can I push him ahead of Harley and McAvoy?
I'm not
I
putting
would
him
put
ahead of Harley. I'm not putting him ahead of Harley.
I am.
No,
I need to watch more on this guy, to be honest, because I don't know a lot about him. I don't really.
he's
watch
not
a lot
better
about
than
him.
Harley.
I think he is. But
Yes, I'll ride with him.
anyway, I think that's
Give me a pick between those
consensus,
two. I'm
though.
taking Harley.
I think it's a consensus between the two. I think they're both really good.
Yeah, I like both of them.
Yeah. Especially the potential.
I think Sanderson could be a number one.
Oh, I think he is a number one. But
And if he's a number one, then you're in a superstar tier or at the beginning of elite.
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me
Why
of
is Devontae's ahead of him if he's a 2?
a young Miro Heiskanen.
I was just thinking about that too. Like,
Young Miro Heiskanen. I think that's what.
I don't know. He needs a partner to solidify him. Like Zub and Shabbat are okay, but he needs like that. He needs his Brent Seabrook. Like
They got time for that though.
We'll see. I mean, that Kachuk and Stutz contract are about halfway through now, so let's see. Next
And Nick
up,
Sanderson, guys.
Yeah, I also am a big fan of Harley. I mean, I'm okay with that. Ekholm, I think he can be elite.
I have him around the Ekblad area.
good douche.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, he's getting
Injuries.
Yeah.
I think the injuries and his age.
But we can't just project what's ahead. We have to talk about what he's done in the last 1 to 3 year sample.
What he's done the last 1 to 3 years. I mean, you could make an argument. Now, I would make an argument. The last 1 to 3 years, I'd rather have him over Mackenzie Weegar.
That's fair. Or right there.
We're right there with him. But I think right now, the year Ekblad had, the year he had, and I think where the trajectory is going, I think that's fair.
Okay.
Like, all right. Who's next? Vladislav Gavrikov.
I don't have a lot on him. I'm indifferent on him. He just got.
I think
he's here, and I'll move Parayko down here because I do like him better than Parayko.
I think he's really underrated, Gavrikov.
He is
very underrated.
And I don't want to put any disrespect on Parayko's name, but again, we're ranking top 4 guys.
I know this might be crazy. I'd prefer Gavrikov over Chychrun.
What do I need?
Yeah, I'd feel Chychrun, you get the potential and the skill, but I think the consistency, I know what I'm getting with Gavrikov.
It just depends what I need. Like, because if I'm like Ottawa, I want Gavrikov.
Yeah.
But if I'm like, I don't know, LA, I'm taking Chychrun. Like, it's just like kind of like that. It's like what, like when you're talking about like between those two, like what team am I?
And we're gonna see him more in the East.
Because if you're gonna start a team, you're picking Chychrun every day.
I think him and Adam Fox, that's going to be a damn good pairing. I'll tell you that.
Yep. Oh boy, this man
Werenski,
right here.
I think the
guy that should have won the Norris this year.
He has potential to be number 3, guys. Potential to be number 3.
He needs to have a little bit more. The injury, it's only 1 year, and he was a couple.
I like where you put him. We got him top 5, guys. I like that.
Yeah,
he's right there, but there's another guy we haven't put there yet.
He had 82 points in 81 games. If you look at all the analytics, if you look at just the base metrics, he is there with Makar and Hughes in like every category.
And he's older as well.
And he's last 2 years, he's actually his health's bounced back a bit. 23, 24, and 70 games, 57 points.
23 goals this year, second.
So I think it's allowing his injuries haven't held him back the last 2 years. He showed what he can do. He broke out this year, and you take a look. Columbus has had some pretty putrid goaltending and other defense in front of him. Sometimes coaches too. But although I like what Evanson's done, I think he's actually been the only. How do I say this? Like, you take a look at that defense, Damon Severson.
He's the only bright spot?
He's the only bright spot, I would say.
And by a mile as well.
And then Fabro, I mean, I think Zach Werenski is...
I think he was the best defenseman for USA in 4 Nations. Ben, I know you like the plus-minus category. The category that I like is on the screen right now. Primary assists. Werenski was 3rd this season with 32. I think that is a play driver. When you watch games and guys are driving play like that, and he's really good in his own zone, he plays with a bit of bite as well that I like. He is the prototypical defenseman that I like. He has been in the top 10 for a long time now, and now he's getting that higher recognition just by staying healthy.
It's also been... That's it, and as well, it's great to see him like that healthy because you can actually see what he is capable of, and we all kind of knew that's what he was capable of, but now we're able to actually see it, and it's like, finally, this is what we actually came to see, like, without him getting injured.
I think he's dynamic, too.
Defenseman in ice time.
I think he's, again, kind of what you talked about, kind of what I thought with Heiskanen. I mean, like, Werenski, kind of the prototypical what you want in a number 1 defenseman, can play in every situation. There are points at where he can be 3. I think the health thing is the only thing holding him back. And I'm not saying he's Hughes or McCarr, but he does have that
Finished
dynamic
ahead
ability.
of Hughes in Norris voting as well.
But he has that dynamic ability, the skating and
I-
what he could do offensively, a little bit of a higher ceiling there than Heiskanen.
Yeah,
So
like
yeah.
because say
But
right
isn't
now,
guys, he finished ahead of Hughes in the Norris.
He should have won the damn thing.
Hughes plays in Canada, and he finished ahead of him. That's huge.
like-
I'm still saying Werenski should have won.
In
He
a
should've
small
won.
market.
And the other part David brings up, he was really good in 4 Nations. I mean, Quinn Hughes not being there, Charlie McAvoy got hurt. He was unreal.
for me, honestly, if like take injuries out of the equation, if I'm starting a team and I'm like picking one of those guys out of Heiskanen and Rowensky, I'm taking Rowensky all day long.
Oh wow.
Yep.
But next guy. Ooh, this guy I'm
Put
extremely.
him in superstar. One bad year doesn't make
He's
him
there.
everybody.
He's there. He's top
It's
5.
so
still.
I see people say he's not even top 5, top 10. I think it's kind of a joke that one bad year where it clearly wasn't healthy, where he still got 55 points, by the way. And I love that to be a down year for some players.
Just to jump in, you guys are going to outvote me on this, but I would have Miro 4, Rowensky 5, Dahlin 6, Fox 7.
For right
Who the
now,
hell's third?
Who's third? I've got Miro 3rd. So
You
I have
said
Miro
Miro
3rd.
4th.
I have Rowensky 4th, Dahlin 5th, Fox 6th.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. For right now,
I am.
can,
Very.
but I think next year people are going to be like Adam Fox is top 3.
And
So he's got to perform on a really good season to pull ahead of Dahlin.
Yeah, I think one bad year shouldn't define how good he actually
he's
is.
going to have a competent partner.
He wasn't healthy in the 2024 playoffs. Didn't have a good year last year. His team didn't have a good year. So there's things scaling the other way on.
Because here's the thing.
23
you
minutes
guys
a
dropped
night.
McAvoy way down, but you didn't do that to Fox.
Because here's the thing. Fox didn't have a competent partner, period. You remember the guy I mentioned down there at 121, 117? That was his partner the entire year before he got traded.
John Bania.
McAvoy's partner was Zadorov, and he didn't.
Fox with Gavrikov. That is probably has the potential to be the best pairing in the NHL.
McAvoy's partner was Zadorov in training camp last year, Cody.
Okay, but
Zadorov
is nowhere near bad as Ryan Lindgren. Nowhere near it. And
I like Zadorov.
And you want to hear the funny part in that whole list? You want to know how many of those guys besides Fox? You want to know how many Rangers were on that list that didn't play for last year? And I'm not counting Condor Miller in this. Like how many defensemen in that thing that came out of the Rangers that weren't named Fox or Miller from last year? Want to know how many were in there?
I don't know where you're going.
Zach Jones wasn't in that. Brady Schneider wasn't in that. Carson Soucy wasn't in that.
I also think the injury. Remember, he got hurt versus Washington. I don't think it was kind of like a rough go of it since then. He went to the conference final. But when you're down, you're 61 points, and now you're about to have a little bit of a retooled roster a bit here, a fresh start.
Better coach, too.
A better coach, I think. And you take a look at Vladislav Gavrikov. I think they're a bounce-back candidate in a weak division.
Yeah.
And I think him having an offseason to recover and get healthy.
They're in the playoffs for me right now.
Like, if you want to put, like, I would put Heiskanen over him at certain points, but at other points, Fox would be. I mean,
yeah.
I think people forget this guy's a perennial 70, 75 point defenseman, and honestly, like, one of the best two-way defensemen in the NHL, too.
And that's it with Fox. I mean, I thought he was going to be right there behind Quinn Hughes.
Well, there was an argument who's better, him or Hughes, at the time. I mean,
yeah.
And last year that kind of separated a bit. But, I mean, that was a conversation a year and a half, 2 years ago. So, I mean, it's not super far-fetched.
Yeah, but Fox is number 4 for me in my top 5. I think Heiskanen's 3, but I think Fox at 4 and the Dahlin 5.
I think Dahlin you could put ahead of him because I just really like Dahlin.
I'd have Dahlin ahead. Anyone else?
I would argue that, but it depends. I mean, I think
I didn't think we were going to run with Fox at 4. That's a little surprising to me.
Like that's my
I thought Dahlin or Werenski were going to be there.
The Werenski thing is just the 3-year sample size. Can he do it again?
Okay, but we can't have Dahlin ahead of Fox. No one's with me on that.
I would agree with you on that.
But it's a push.
We need that. We need the chat.
I definitely think Fox would have been. He should be ahead of Darlene. He should,
Yeah,
even though he was garbage by his standards last year.
Let's take a look at the next guy here.
Next guy, Roman Josi.
Oh, I still think you can't judge him off of last year. What you guys said on Fox, I agree on.
Yeah, I agree. Elite superstar.
I still think he's
top
top
3,
10.
top 4 last year.
I still think he's top 10.
He's always been one of my favorites at defenseman, Roman Josi.
I'd like him ahead of Hedman.
Like, you want him ahead of Hedman?
Yes, but it's a coin flip.
No, because Hedman had the better year last year, and then besides that, it's kind of like a push.
More accolades.
If I'm looking moving forward, though, I might lean Josi.
Probably because of less miles and he could still skate. But like with Josi, it's like he got diagnosed with I don't remember the exact condition, but it's like when you're standing up, your heart rate's elevated.
Really?
And apparently, he got that from a hit off of Sam Bennett. So Sam Bennett causes.
Is that confirmed? I mean,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's what the rumor is.
I've heard that.
I don't know if that's true.
Like, hold up. Like,
while we're talking about that, who would be? Let's see, 1, 2. 3.
So he got diagnosed with postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which is POTS syndrome.
Yeah. Could have sworn somebody said that was like something you get from it.
The disdiagnosis came towards the end of his 24-25 season following a concussion he sustained against the Florida Panthers on February 25th. So Sam Bennett causes POTS.
Sam
That's insane.
That was a bad hit. That
was
a bad hit. Yeah, worse than the Cousins one. Kirby?
I didn't like the one that he had against Neighbors or St. Louis or whatever either during the season.
I think you'll see again. I mean, bounce back candidate next year. Get him on another team too. Watch out.
This guy, Morgan Riley. I'm high on him too, but
some people would have him below mid.
I think he's mid.
Mid. That's all we really need to say. We're gonna get shit on by some people, but agreed with upon others. So
yeah,
Gustav,
elite. I put him above.
Where do you guys have him there? I'm not the best indicator on Forsling.
I think here's good.
Yeah, there's a thing with Forsling. I've been
that's fair.
I would have him below Harley and Sanderson.
I'm here.
I want him next to Taves.
He's not below Sanderson for me.
He could be ahead of Taves if someone wants. I'll have Taves.
I think it depends. I think 11, 12, 13 is where he's at for me.
I think I'll put him 11 for now.
Ahead of McAvoy. You guys are so high on Fox and so low on McAvoy. They're in the same realm.
Not really.
No.
I wouldn't mind putting McAvoy. I think Forsling for a while was very close to Theodore. I think 12, 13.
You're gonna take Forsling over Sanderson, Nick.
No, I wouldn't.
Sanderson's number 1.
The thing is with McAvoy...
Because that's more the trajectory, I think, Sanderson.
But the thing is with McAvoy and Fox is McAvoy hasn't come close to 70 points like Fox has. The career high for McAvoy is 56.
No, Panther fans are going to be upset we have Bouchard ahead of Forsling. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay, but they're going to be mad we have freaking Hedman in front of them.
Yeah, but I don't... Like, by your definition of superstar, that's where I'll argue with Bouchard, even though I'm not like...
Forsling's elite to above average player. He's not a superstar.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm willing to put McAvoy here. Like, I'm willing to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
And then just put him 11, and we got.
I think the gap. Can you put Theodore? Would you put Theodore above Taze?
No.
Really?
I like both. They do different things, though.
I think the gap from Forsling to Theodore, all those guys is like this close.
Oh, it's really...
I think it's this close.
I'm lower on Forsling, where you guys are a bit higher.
I would put him somewhere in I would put him somewhere in the middle of like where I would put him around like where Devon, Taze, Shea, Theodore.
Can we move them there?
But I would need them being moved up a bit.
Forsling ahead of Weegar.
I think Forsling's right there with Harley. Sanderson, I think, is going to surpass, and Harley, I even think, too.
I think both surpass Forsling.
I think both are going to surpass if they haven't already.
I think this is Forsling's ceiling for sure.
But I think Devon Toews and Shea Theodore are more appropriate comparisons for Forsling.
Right, but David T, we don't underrank our players. We rank them properly. You guys like to overrate our players. It's not we underrate them. You guys overrate them.
Yeah, I want to put Fox.
Flip it the other way around.
Not Fox, McAvoy and Superstar. I mean, honestly, I think we're having two Kirbys again. I think.
Yeah, we got two Kirbys. You lost me. Just move me around there.
There.
But
live. But the thing is with
this is tough because I really think
the thing is with Toews over Theodore is, you want to know like the one little bit why I have Toews over Theodore? Toews has a higher career high than Theodore does.
Yeah, I think Forsling is Devon Toews. I think Forsling's Devon Toews, Shea Theodore. And now if you're ranking it on like talent and skill and trajectory, I think Sanderson or Harley, that's where they separate themselves because they're younger. They, I think, have a little bit more pop to them. Where
I think it's really biased to have Forsling ahead of Toews if you're talking 2-3 summers ago.
Yeah, but the 2-3 years, I think, like.
And if you use a 3-year sample size, Cody, I don't know how you don't have Toews.
Like, you can make an argument
because Forsling's been better than Toews 2 out of the last 3 years.
I think you can make the argument Sanderson, Harley are above or right around Forsling. I think Forsling and Devon Toews and Theodore is correct. But my take on the elite section so far, from Theodore to Forsling, it's very close. And if you I would mix it around maybe a little bit. But I think overall,
it's a fun area to talk about, that elite tier. It's fun because I think there's a lot of.
I gotta service this. So with a straight face, you'll honestly take Bouchard over Ek. Here is the thing: this isn't the defenseman we'll take; it's the best defenseman right now. Because
we're trying to not say who our favorites are. We're trying to rank this by taking our bias.
Like,
I know that's hard for a lot of people to do. That's why we're sitting
knowing our team with that.
Our team is different. They're built the way they're built. It fits.
And Bouchard is a number one.
But if you're starting a team from scratch, you're gonna pick Bouchard.
He's a number one.
Like, and with $10.5 million, like that's not a bad contract for him. That's the thing. It's not a bad deal.
It's not a bad contract. Look at Hamilton's contract. Look at Carlson's. Look at Darnell Nurse's.
Like, I wouldn't really want to replace our defense because it works with what we have. But if I'm starting a team, Sanderson and Harley, I pick over Forsling, and that just has to do with age trajectory. I think at this time next year, you would.
Well, I'm having Harley and Sanderson.
Like this.
I would argue that too. I'm not disagreeing with you fully.
Like this is like what Dmen says. Like, it shouldn't take team circumstances or contracts into account. Like, we can't do it.
Yeah, that's not our top list. We're talking about regular season to playoffs, a 1-year sample size, a 3-year sample size. What's moving forward? I don't even get to contracts, guys, till the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th parameter.
And here's the thing. I think next year you have, I think the consensus will be Sanderson, Harley over Forsling, and Forsling still in this elite tier with Toews and Theodore. Well, I would argue that too.
Yeah, because here's the thing.
I would argue that too, because I think Thomas Harley.
I know how to project ahead. I'm confident in my.
Yeah, I think I'm confident in Harley and Sanderson, and I think Forsling. He is what it is right now. He's an elite defenseman.
Look at this right now on the screen. The Norris voting. Who's more likely to get Norris votes top 3 next year? Harley, Sanderson, Forsling. Rank that. To me, Forsling's third.
And here's the thing with Forsling is the fact that in 2 to 3 years he may still be in the same position, or maybe even to the top 10 if the offensive numbers pick up a bit. But here's the thing: Hedman and Yossi will fall out of there in 2 to 3 years.
And that's where Sanderson and Harley go in. I think.
That's where that's when they're slot in.
I agree. And there's another guy we haven't got to yet.
That's what I said earlier. I just think Forsling, he is what he is now. That is his ceiling. He is that good. He's not going to change now. There's not a lot of movement to his game.
I think Forsling falls into the 11 to 14 range. For me,
it's lower than that, but yeah.
For me, it's 11 to 14, and I'd argue.
Why are you so low at him? I don't get why. I truly don't get why.
For me, Sanderson and Harley.
When fans want to rank them top 5, top 8, I think that's quite ridiculous.
Yeah, but I think 11. But I think 11 right there is perfect.
Yeah. And I think next year, Cody, I think Sanderson and Harley very well, if they haven't already. will and can jump him. I think Forsling right there at 11, 12, 13, 14 with Devon Tays and Shea Theodore and even Jacob Slavin. I think Slavin's a bit better than him. But,
we're going to get into him.
And the thing is, like with Hedman, and I'll just explain it like this: Hedman 3 years ago was here. He was here basically, and then he slowly fell to here, fell to here, and now he's here. Like
Fair.
it's
Cody, I agree with you on Hedman.
It's a slow fall, but he's still there.
Yep.
I think 11. Cody, me and you would have him ranked 11 to 14. Forsling.
Yes, because I think anything lower than 14 is disrespect.
Ben's probably with you too. I'm in the minority.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think.
I agree with that. I can't.
I think Forsling is 11 to 14, and I think
go back to we don't have a number one defense.
We don't, but it's by committee.
That's where the rankings comes in.
And here's the funny thing: if we did have number one defense,
I would say the same with Monter. We don't have a number one.
And here's the funny thing with the number ones: if we had number ones, both our number ones are an above average right now. Like those are the closest guys we have to it. And
we're defining number one
as
by
everything.
Everything. It's not like
and that word superstar.
First power play, first penalty kill.
A couple weeks, superstar.
22 plus minutes a night. That's a number one defenseman. A number one defenseman to me is they're on the ice for every single.
For me, number one defenseman is 25, 26, 27 minutes a night, 50 plus points, playing power play, penalty kill. Versus where. Like, for example,
hold on. And you're going to them when you're not going to your forward or your goalie, and you're like, win this game for us.
Yeah,
but here's all to say it. Florida and Vegas did it by committee a bit more with a multiple top pair elite guys, whereas I think Colorado and Tampa did it with a clear cut superstar number one top pair
and his side
number one, like elite number one defenseman. Forsling, Ekblad, Jones, very good, above average to elite top pairs, where some of these other guys are just number ones on their own.
And this guy coming up, I know where I'm putting him. And
if I could ask the chat just real quick, do you guys think 11 to 14 for Forsling is fair? And I'd agree with Chris Scott here. It's the beauty of our system. We win by the sum of our parts.
I don't think I'm arguing or anyone's arguing it's not fair. That's not the right word. It's just I don't have him there.
Okay. What do you guys think about?
Because I don't know. With Kirby with the D, and this is where I kind of get on him a bit, I think Kirby kind of overrates the outside perspective, then underrates our guys inside our system. I just think that sometimes.
What does everybody think of the 11 to 14 ranking me and Cody have?
I think it's perfect right there.
Chat, Kirby, you're going to find out. I know Kirby would have him 18 to 20?
Kirby would have him freaking here.
Yeah,
somewhere in 18, range.
18? No.
I think he's 11.
I just think it's a circle of people around us that underrate him, and I've just come to the conclusion that he is a damn good player.
Yeah.
We haven't got to my special mystery name yet. You also talk about.
I know who his special mystery name is.
You bring those guys into Florida, Cody. They're top 15, top 18 guys.
But they're not.
I think Forsling is just very similar to what Devon Theodore is. Harley and Sanderson are number one. I believe are clear cut, dynamic number ones that are going to be in the. You could argue are in the superstar tier right now, but will be next year.
Moritz, Seider.
And I would agree with Dunn. The order in this tier is very interchangeable.
Mo Seider for me.
So I agree with that.
He's not here. I'm sorry. I think he's here for me, man.
Yeah.
This dude, you want to talk about no help?
Oh,
look no further than that guy right there.
He's got old defensemen, and then he's got young guys that he has to lead the way.
Ben Sherratt, Justin Hall, Simon Edmondson, who's going to be pretty good in a couple years.
He's now the Panther.
Yeah,
what do you want from him?
It's good Lord.
Give him Calgary's defense over the past few years, or even go up to Vegas.
Give him someone. I mean, anyone, because. The thing is, all three.
So that's what you're saying, similar to Fox here.
Yes, like, but he's worse. It's way worse. It's horrible. It's so bad. Like, he needs some sort of help. Like, it's like any Detroit
You give him
defense.
Toronto's defense. Imagine what he could do.
Like,
Toronto's? Yeah.
Imagine
Toronto would
give
be.
him. Damn.
Whoa.
All right. Hell, give him Buffalo's
Earthquake.
defense.
Well, Buffalo is a good top 4.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. Like, any defenseman not named Edvinsson or Sider. Here.
Yeah, I think Steve Yzerman should have been fired last year.
Like, it's malpractice.
Yeah, a lot of you guys would want us to put Red Wings defensemen in the trash can, but again, we're doing top 4 level guys.
Here's the idiocy. He traded Woolman for nothing and kept Holland freaking Sherratt.
And I like Edvinsson. I'm really high on Edvinsson, but you need help. And
He needs some sort of damn help with him. And, like, I'm praying he gets it.
I've always been high on Cider, but it's really difficult to, like, see anything at the moment because of just how bad they are.
Like, it's like, no, it's just like, if you want to talk about a number one, he's legit the highest number one on any of this list because he is asked to do every single thing.
If I could mention to just Derek here, this isn't where we view them league wide. This is just in this sum of players. So league wide, Ekblad, Jones, these guys are probably in the elite category. But just in these, how many defensemen did we select?
We went off about the top 45.
We're at like 50, I think.
Of the top 50, this is where they're at. If you do the top 60, 75, 100, then Ekblad, Jones are in the elite.
Isn't like we just ranked 50 defense. Like these are all top 4 defensemen. They have to be in the top 4 for us to rank. And I left Pietrangelo off because we're not sure he'll ever play.
Yeah. You also left off Matheson, did you?
Matheson was nowhere near the 50.
Okay, yeah.
And
so
if you
he's the
take a
guy.
look,
and we already have 2 Montreal defensemen.
if you take a look at where we have the Panthers currently, we have Forsling at 12, Ekblad at 20, Jones at 23. So we have 3 guys in the top 23, 25 defensemen, which is where I think most of us would argue that's fair. That's
next
how our
up.
Yeah, Ekblad, but yeah, sure.
Lane Hudson.
I think I want to put him here for right now.
Oh, that is unbelievable. Oh my gosh.
He's like, where do you want him?
I mean, 1 year, dude. I mean, like, look.
But that 1 year was a really good year.
Yeah.
What about the sophomore slump you anticipate all the time?
But
then you move him later.
Some players are like, if they're generational, they get past it.
I will say this: I did pick Lane Hudson in the fantasy draft for the Cats and Rats. A reach by many called it.
I had him this year in fantasy as well.
So
here's the thing: I could project a sophomore slump, but it isn't a guaranteed thing, and we're ranking him right now.
I think in a year or two, I think 2-3 years he'll be superstar. I think he'll be
easily.
Up where.
Like Dustin Wolf last week, go back and watch our goalie ranking show if you haven't. Where do you put Lane Hudson? It's tough because I am pretty high on Dustin Wolf and other people.
He's not elite tier yet, I think.
That's a fair position to put him in there because you can't. It's just 1 year.
Or Hudson, I don't know. I'd lean Hudson.
Fine, I guess. I'd like to see it another year.
Do we move Hudson up, drop Uyghur down, or put both?
But now here comes the thing. How does his role change with Noah Dobson?
That's why I don't like the move.
So, I mean...
I would like to drop Uyghur down to the front of above average.
Cody, I think a move for Mackenzie Uyghur would actually
I think Elite's a little strong for Uyghur right now. Above average in the front there.
Well, we'll leave him there now. When we get Slavin, I also think McAvoy is elite. I don't think he's a superstar right now.
Yeah, but I think when you see the guys in the league, I think you got to put McAvoy in superstar. Yeah. Rasmus Anderson.
Okay, I really like Rasmus Anderson. Guys, he had 10 points in October. He had a rough season.
Dope.
Rough season.
I think he's very similar to Aaron Ekblad.
I think he's like either here or here.
I will have him ahead of Ekblad.
I'm not doing that.
Is it crazy to say I like Jones better than Rasmus Anderson?
No.
I
don't think Anderson's better than Ekblad. I don't.
No one else is with me? I do.
I think Jones is better. You can make an argument Jones is better than Faber and Anderson.
I was ready for Aaron Ekblad to walk and bring in Rasmus Anderson if he wanted to be in Florida.
Ekblad to me is like, eons better in his own end than Anderson is. Eons.
I'll just say it's a proposal, but I would put Jones above Faber and Anderson. I think that highly of Seth Jones. So if you want.
I mean,
I'm pretty high on Seth Jones at the moment, especially after what he did.
All right, so Kirby.
I think him and Ekblad
I
are
like Seth
very...
Jones, but that's a little bit of a reach. But sure, Cody, if they want him ahead.
Okay, all right.
But I don't know why no one's with me on Rasmus. He did not have a good year though.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, but like, it's just what the hell? Like, why did you just switch into 2 tabs? There it is. All right, like, I don't know. It's just like you're high on Anderson because I think you're high on what he could project to be. I don't like you're high on what he projects to be.
I watch him a lot. You can play in all-purpose situations. He's a dog. You put him on a playoff team, you're going to really see him shine. But he's stuck on.
I think he would be. I'd very similarly compare him to Brandon Montour.
I think he's worse than Montour, who's honestly next. I have Montour right about here.
It's ridiculous where JFresh has Montour. What is 37th? Are you kidding me? 37th? He just had an 18-goal season, leads Seattle, not on a good team. Look at all the metrics. He's there with Rowensky, Quinn Hughes, Makar. You look through all of the stat line and bases. How is he ranked 3rd? How did he drop 12, 15 spots from the season before?
We have Montour right around 20.
How did he drop? Because he went off a Stanley Cup team. That's how.
Yeah, well, people they weren't watching him this year.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know why no one watches Seattle?
I have him. I have Montour with Hanifin or ahead of Hanifin.
I think on Rasmus Anderson, Derek. I agree with certain things. I think the makeup of our defense. I like the size. That's actually how Vegas beat us. So I think we've learned. The Panthers front office has learned a lot from that. And on the 1-for-1 trade, I think
you can't think of it like that when you're ranking defense.
I don't think of it like that, but I would have replaced Brandon Montour instead of with Seth Jones with Rasmus Anderson and been okay with it. That's just me. I would have
look at Chychrun here, 20 goals this year. Montour had 18 goals. He was asked to do as much as Chychrun, if not.
Montour is a bit of an anomaly at defense because he's one of the very few really good goal scoring defensemen. There aren't many. But he's
improved on his defensive game as well. And you've got him playing with Alexiak. He had a horrible year. Dunn was injured this year. They asked him to do everything. He had a hat trick this year. He scores a game-winning goal in overtime on a 3-on-3 situation. Like, he was asked to do so much this year. So was Joey Decord. Joey Decord and Brandon Montour should be higher up than what fans base them on.
But one thing I was surprised by is I think they call on Riker Evans sometimes over Montour, which I found weird, but anyway.
They moved guys around in different things.
Anyway,
I think Seattle. I mean, I know Utah was on it. I think that would have been a much better fit. Jacob Slavin.
I still think he's the best defensive defenseman in the NHL.
Yeah. Jacob Slavin is at the top of my elite. I almost have him in superstar. Cody disagrees with that. To me, he's not
a one. He's not a one.
He's a one.
I'm really glad he got his flowers at Four Nations as well.
Antonio, I miss Montour a lot the first half of the year. I'll tell you that. My gosh, watching Dmitry.
I don't need to answer that question. Is anyone with me that Slavin is a number one? No one's with me.
No, I don't think he is. I think the term number one has become way too
thrown around.
We barely have any guys up there in the number one category.
Ekblad's more of a one than Slavin is.
No.
Because here's the thing. If you're going to go out there, when the Panthers are down 1, Ekblad's out there. When they're up 1 to defend a lead, Ekblad's out there. First penalty kill, Ekblad's out there.
Okay, Cody. Reliability, health is dependability.
Reliability. Again, I could see why people would put Slavin into the top 8. Like, okay, I
have him 10, 12.
He's not better than Makar. He's not better than Hughes. Heiskanen, Fox, Dahlin, Werenski, Morrissey, Hedman, no. Yossi, hell no.
I have him around 12 to 14.
Okay. I think I would
He's
start...
11. He's 12 for us right here.
Okay. Right now, I would consider putting, if you want to put him over Bouchard, I'm not going to argue with that. If you want to put him over McAvoy, I'm not going to argue with that. But I don't think that.
I really like where he is at the moment because, he is arguably the best defensive defenseman in the league.
In that style,
if he had any semblance of an offensive game, he'd be right here.
That style is just not the style he plays and the role.
He is so good defensively, and you guys can say the same about Forsling. He won games for Carolina in the playoffs.
Correct, but that style, again, when I say number one, I'm talking all around everything, an absolute horse.
Yeah, but the thing
I'm
is,
glad
it's just
you guys disagreeing with me on it.
yeah. But the thing is with Slavin is he'll win you a game when you're up one. He won't win you a game when you're down one. Like that's just like the way I think about it. Like next up, Jonas Brodin. I mean,
you guys are higher on than me. I'm
Yeah,
just,
the
again,
age. It's the age.
age.
You
Ooh.
have Riley ahead of him?
Yeah, just because
I
I like
I
Riley.
wouldn't. I wouldn't.
So like
I have
anyone
him.
else? Brodin.
I'm okay with either one. It
I
doesn't.
mean, I'm
bother me.
indifferent, so it's,
Ooh.
I
Noah
think
Dobson.
he's
Noah Dobson. I'm biased.
he's here.
Okay,
He's
I'm
either
gonna
here or
I
there.
would
Okay, hold on,
replace
hold on,
him with
hold on.
Uyghur.
Hold
if you
on,
want me to be
hold on.
honest.
There. Yes, with Uyghur.
He's not better than anyone else in front of him.
Okay,
though.
I might have him a little higher. I just want to say some negative things about Dobson. He had 70 points 2 years ago. He dropped to 39 points. His power play assist numbers, he's playing on the island, dropped by 50%. His assist power play numbers. Put him in Montreal, I think these numbers start to go up.
Well,
Not
we'll
a great
see.
year, but what
We'll
helps
see.
him.
Like
If you guys want to defend Fox and other guys not having help, I'm going to defend Dobson playing on the island.
yeah,
with
but
the
Dobson
wood of any
has like
offense.
guys like Romanov, like Pollock are still kind of capable.
But
like,
no one creates offense in what he wants to do and jump up in the rush. No one can play with him. No one can lead. He's a lead
yeah,
dog.
but he has the exact same problem as Uyghur, turnovers. Like it's the same thing where I've watched Islanders and I've seen him where like he's had games where he's like 3-4 breakaways. I hate the way they track the giveaway stat.
I do too, Cody.
I hate it because there are some nights I think guys have like 5-6 giveaways and
They only have like one or two.
one.
Like, Cody disagrees with me on this. I think Dobson's a dog, and I think he uses his bigger frame on a team that an assist.
I think Dobson is a very similar comparison to Cider.
Yeah, but I would rather have Cider over Dobson.
I'd rather have Dobson. I have Dobson really high.
Next
I have
up,
him in that Sanderson.
this guy,
Sergachev is elite,
I'm high
and
on.
I think you put him above.
I'm right here.
I would put him in between Taze and Theodore.
Okay, guys, Sergachev was my selection.
I knew it.
Is off air. He is the same age as Philip Gustafson. And last week, Nick and our moderator Ryan said the best is yet to come from Philip Gustafson. I'm going out on a limb. I'm saying the best is yet to come from Sergachev, same age as Philip Gustafson. So that's my bold.
That trade right there.
Gustafson and Sergachev, Kirby. You got.
And that, if you think the best of him is yet to come, like I think he's been really good anyway. So you think he's got more in him?
Yep, and you're going to see.
I think as Utah gets better, Sergachev being only 27, he just turned 27.
15 goals this year.
I mean, he had 15 goals, 53 points, 2 season removed from a 64-point season. I think when he gets to 27, 28, 29, 30, the next 3-4 years, as Utah is getting better with Keller, with Gunther, now Peterka, I mean, I think
same ice time as
you want to know why the Lightning's window slammed shut? It's because they traded him.
They should have moved Chernak. I don't know why they did.
It's the dumbest. Like, I don't get how Brisebois doesn't get enough flack for that move. He shut their window slam shut. Shut it completely. Like, because here's the thing. What has been the 2 reasons now, back-to-back years they've lost to us? The back end isn't good enough. It is not good enough. They are still running with Emil Lilleberg for some unknown reason. They have this backup goalie, Jonas Johansson, to keep running Andre Vasilevsky into the damn ground. Like I don't get how this guy doesn't get this flack for this. Is it because he made 2 moves on a roster that he inherited? Like,
I think, and also these next 2 guys are going to be very interesting because they are older guys. Their best hockey is behind them. But
I still think both of these guys are above average.
I think at this point, with how much
Carlson,
I think they're high above average.
I'm dropping Hamilton for Kirby.
Thank you. Not Carlson too.
No.
I think there would be room for another tier between above average and elite. I think these guys and Uyghur would go in.
Dude, there are 7 tiers. How many more do you want me to make?
I know. I'm just saying there's certain players that don't fit into either one at this point.
By the way,
necessarily.
Marlins up 1-0. Go, sir.
We can readjust this for future rankings, Nick, but I really think we needed a superstar and elite category.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like, what the hell would you put between above average and mid? Not so mid? Like,
Is that what we should have called it?
What's between above average and elite? Star?
not as
Star?
I don't know. Stars above average.
not as elite.
Those guys in the above average are stars.
you want to know kinda
Those
elite?
are stars.
Kinda elite.
Kind of elite on some
But
nights, kind of not on the others.
Doughty, I think he's about. I don't want to put him that low. Is he that low? I guess he is.
Yeah, the injuries. And then John Carlson, I think, after the year.
I think he's smack bang right next to him.
Yeah.
And I'll move Gavrikov down a tier.
I like Gavrikov, but yeah, 51 points, back-to-back years, 50-plus points for Carlson.
Essa, Lindell. Oh, we got 3 defensemen. Kind of the.
I think Lindell.
Cody and Ben talk on Essa Lindell. I'm seeing a lot of fancy defensive defenseman metric stats, things like that. That we need Vince to.
Lindell is right where Gavrikov is.
Essa Lindell is more one of the more quieter defensemen in the NHL. Was really like remember we were talking about Nico Mikkola being the number 1 defenseman for Finland and 4 Nations. Lindell was also in the conversation here.
Yeah.
Very
How much better
quiet.
is Lindell than Mikkola?
I think he's a slight bit better because he's not as erratic.
Like 15 spots better?
He's just a bit more steady,
Probably.
is Issa Lindell.
Tanev also goes, I think, next to Gavrikov.
I think he's ahead of both of these guys.
Okay, that's fine.
Tanev was really, I thought, kind of undervalued on the JFresh list there, wherever he
The
was.
last one is a guy I really like, Travis Sanheim. And I think, I know people are going to think, I think you're putting him too low still. I think he's closer towards Noah Hannafin, Aaron Ekblad, Seth Jones, even Mackenzie Weegar.
I don't know about all that.
I think you take a look at the tools. He reminds me a lot of Seth Jones. Big. He can skate. He
Yes,
can move
put him
up.
next to Hannafin or next to him, please. Yes.
I'd put him next to Hannafin.
he is not there. No.
I
Yep.
think he is.
Yes,
He
put
is
him.
not
Put him
there.
next to Jones
Put him
then. I don't know what to I mean,
Like, he's not there. No.
I think Sanheim's
Yes.
really good.
No, he isn't. He is
Yeah.
not there.
And he's so overvalued here on the Cats. And
He's
Rats.
stuck on Philly. What do you expect? We just literally what everybody has said about Seth Jones would say about Travis Sanheim if he got moved.
And I love Seth Jones. I think we're starting to overvalue him a bit now. He was 55. Now we got him where? What do we got him here on this?
Like, y'all want him here so y'all can shut up? All right, bang, there.
You could put him Ekholm.
No.
Put him higher, right, Nick? You can
Put him Ekholm above him if you want.
Do you want Ekholm above him?
Yeah, I think Ekholm, there you go.
Remember, we're going to post this list. Ben, do you have any guys you want to slide ahead, back?
You could be Jones and Sanheim are interchangeable for me.
Maybe I'd bump Issa Lindell up, but then I do like Tanev as well for what he does. So.
Because if you move up Lindell, you also have to move up Tanev.
That's what I mean. So you're kind of just oversaturating one area of this board,
I think this is more Antonio being a hater than rational.
There's so many above average.
Like Seth Jones. I'm just
There's so many above average guys. I want to put Weegar back here.
I would agree with Don Bania here. I think.
Yeah, but then if you've got too many elite guys.
I think Lindell, Tanev, Power is more talent than anything, and he just hasn't been able to show up because of his situation in Buffalo.
I'm fine with doing this.
Okay.
That's fair.
Because I don't want to discredit, but then again,
you guys want Weegar on elite where Cody has him.
I don't mind that.
I think he's there.
I don't mind that.
Okay.
With Hudson, I don't want to overrate.
You guys better answer to that Weegar one because I know we'll get questions on it.
Oh yeah, we will.
Yep.
But how many of those people really have watched Calgary?
Not me.
Well, I've watched it, but I would have him more in the buff.
So we have Ekblad at 24.
Is that where you
want to switch Sanderson and McAvoy? That's not a bad idea.
That's not.
I really like Sanderson.
Yeah, I do.
But he's not superstar yet.
And even if you want to swap Sanheim and Jones, I'd be okay with it. I think they're very similar.
I'll say this now: I'm higher on Sergachev than I am Sanderson, but
that's a little
because I like the edge more what Sergachev plays with.
I think Sanderson's going to be getting Norris's.
But I think
Norris nomination.
if I could just talk on Sanheim, the amount of
Norris nominations, I should say.
Sanheim got a lot of hate when him and Parayko were picked for Team Canada, but I thought Sanheim actually did a pretty nice job.
For what Canada needed, that was the correct call.
And I think you take a look at a lot of what Seth Jones' criticisms were, and for what he did on a bad team in Chicago. Sorry, Antonio. Versus what Travis Sanheim's criticisms are, what he's doing in Philadelphia. If you actually watch the game, if you watch Travis Sanheim skate, the tools he possesses, I mean, get him out of Philadelphia. I think you could see a similar situation that you have with Seth Jones. I think the talent's there. And yeah, I think, and again,
I just wanted to get into some advanced numbers that we didn't get into. Shot attempts against per 60. You had Carolina's 2 pairings in there with Gostisbehere and Walker, Orlov and Chatfield. You had Ekholm and Bouchard in there, surprisingly enough. This is regular season. Hughes and Hronek. Hronek, we didn't mention him. Kulikov and our boy Mikkola. That pairing was really good. Anderson and Gavrikov. Cody talked about Anderson quite a bit here off the top. Taves and Makar. And, a guy I don't like and I want to put in the trash can. Cody didn't add him on the list. Siegenthaler and Kovacevic. They really saved Siegenthaler because that was a horrible pairing. That was a trash can pairing with Hamilton and Siegenthaler. Siegenthaler dropped down the lineup. Some of his underlying numbers look better now because of it.
Isn't it kind of funny? I think, outside of Carlson, when you look at the bottom half of the list, I think Miller's the highest paid guy outside of Carlson. Below mid to mid.
Start to look at contracts, probably the lower you go down the list for sure.
I don't know how the hell Miller got an 8-year deal from Carolina when I really thought it really should have been a 3-year deal.
And these are just, again, how we would rank them in the top.
Can we please move Carlson down? I'm sharing this stuff for content. Can we please move him down?
No.
You know what? Now we have to move him up.
Stop.
Oh, to hell with it. All right, give me a sec.
No.
Wait, no. Wrong thing. Mm-hmm.
Cody, I'm saving this.
Go.
Oh, wait, no. Wow, dang, I messed it up already.
He's it up here. Can't use this.
Yeah, I can. It's just that, bang. And then it's just...
Make sure to follow us. Make sure, guys, to follow the Big C's channel as well.
Yes.
On the bottom of the screen there, follow the Big C's channel at Big C's.
There we go.
You know what you could have done in the other one? Dougie Hamilton.
You like this, Kirby?
No, I don't actually. You guys, they're laughing now, everyone. Like Nick says, maybe the Panthers are still sniffing around at Carlson. You won't be laughing if he is a Panther.
There's no way they're sniffing around him now.
Yeah, we're going to be laughing if we trade
Why
for
are we
him.
paying $7 million for a third pair?
Hey, we're paying We're paying almost over $5 million for.
Dubas wants you to
line,
have that full sticker price too.
Hey, but Nick, third liners are going to be getting paid $5 million in 2 years. So
John Bania, Dougie Hamilton, I would put him mid to below mid only because of what I did with Freddie Anderson, the injuries and the inconsistency. I can't. And comparative to the rest, this is kind of a scaled down version of this tier. It's not including everybody in the NHL. It's only considering the guys we have on this list. So
the tiers here, we have Eric, the GOAT Carlson, with Eric Carlson. With top 2, Cale Makar.
Can we get rid of that? I almost feel sick.
Thank you, Ben.
I can piss you off and put another blank tier and then just put Carlson above that tier.
Anyways, it feels like we're wrapping up here.
Yeah, I mean,
but before we do,
Don Veda.
Hold on. I want to say Eric Poole contest as well. We're going to announce the winner probably on the next podcast episode.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, like and comment because we're going to be doing a number of giveaways. If you missed earlier, here is the Nico Mikkola signed JSA certified 8x10 photo. There are 4 of these: Nico Mikkola, Jonah Gadjevich, Etulo Starinen, and Anton Lundell. We're also going to be giving away a Anton Lundell signed puck. And also shout out to Andrew Hoffman. Check out the Hobby Card Show coming to the Broward County Convention Center on August 23rd and August 24th. Throughout the next couple weeks, we're going to be giving away free tickets to the show, as well as some autographed items from Ryan Lomberg and an autographed Brad Marchand item.
I just want to jump in. Antonio has a question. We announced the puck winner during July 1st.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
our boy RC.
So I think I have it bookmarked over there.
Is it? You mean of the Ekblad signed puck, Antonio? That was Patrick. So
Patrick. Yeah.
Patrick won that. And
Two for
also
one.
for the new 25-26 Florida Panthers season, make sure you're still tuned in because we're going to be giving away a pair of club level tickets to one of the following games: October 9th versus Philadelphia, October 11th versus Ottawa, or October 28th versus Anaheim. And shout out to the Broward Teachers Union, and thank you to Union President Anna Fusco. And thank you and welcome to the members of the PBA, the Police Benevolent Association. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to be doing a lot of giveaways and partnerships. And we have some new episodes. We haven't been as active on the podcast side. We're working on some guests. So we appreciate everybody's support.
One thing I did want to say on behalf of you guys, because you don't promote it enough, is the Super Chat is now available for everyone.
Yes.
Please, please, please get on it if you are so inclined. This would really massively help everybody out. These guys are doing great things over here on YouTube, X, Instagram, all that stuff. So if you can get on Super Chat and you feel that way to do it, go for it.
Yep.
These guys are doing a lot of good
And Antonio, yes, we are one subscriber away from 900. We appreciate all the support. It is very much appreciated. We have grown exponentially, substantially over the last number of months. And we've been going a lot. Had some downtime here, but we appreciate all the support. Whether you're subscribing, watching, liking, commenting, whatever you're doing, we do appreciate it. So,
and we will be back with the center ranking shows, couple scheduled guests in our community. So hopefully they're both able to make that work. It's going to be middle to end of the week here. So quick turnaround.
Yeah. Like we're doing what, centers?
Centers. Yeah, we're going to break it.
And the centers will probably be on normal scheduled time because they've had to do this for me.
Yeah.
But we love Ben.
We love having you here. So
yes, we love having our friend across the pond hop in here with the rankings. And
appreciate it. Nice.
And we're live tomorrow. I think we're either doing 6 or 6:30 tomorrow.
Yeah, if we can get that really special guest, let's say, we will be live for the community hangout on Sundays. It's always on Sundays. We try to schedule.
Yep. Until football season, because until then.
Yeah, then we got to mix that up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We're doing that more for the off season with the hangouts.
Yeah, football season's back.
Is it only first line centers, Kirby? Or
no, we're gonna do like we did with the D here. We'll go into top 6 centers, first, second line centers. We want to talk about those second line centers. One that is on this team right here. It's going to be very interesting. So,
but
not just doing first line centers. No, we might even have
Barkov. I agree with David. Barkov needs his own tier.
But
we do have a Barkov truther joining us for that.
Stuff that Barkov does tier.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's what they should have on the screen instead of this Erik Karlsson crap.
Erik Karlsson hasn't been on the screen for like the last 5 minutes.
Oh, and also, Don
that's got under his skin, man.
For one of the giveaways, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. We're going to make sure, and we're going to facilitate a way where we can make one of the giveaways eligible for international subscribers to compete in whatever term you want to use or participate in. So keep an eye out for that. We're gonna be talking about it and helping set it up. Obviously, the timing for certain things will determine that. So
except for Welsh people. No, I'm joking.
No. We might be able to do multiple contests for overseas, Nick, because if one of them doesn't win, we can run one back.
Yeah, I mean, it all really depends. I mean, we have a lot of stuff to give away now, and we appreciate all of our sponsors, Caneswear, Andrew Hoffman, appreciate everybody. So,
yeah, but until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on another ranking show. This one a little bit longer because there were more guys to rank. The next week, I think we're going to try and do top 2 centers.
Yeah,
top 1 centers.
We might have a Lundell in there, like Don Banya was just mentioning. A guy like that.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Okay.
Uh,
Talk about it.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. And as always, let's go Cats.
What's up, Cats and Rats fans? If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button before you head out. If you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. And just like always, let's go Cats!